Oops, that was not intentional. Didn't mean to do that. Whoops, daisies. It's Thursday. You know what that means? It's time to watch people die on a cruise ship. I got my water. I got my stream set up. So, tonight on 999, we have some pretty exciting prospects because we have a door to go through, and like before, we've seen some endings that are pretty interesting. So, with that in mind, why don't we just, you ship it, Snake? That's very funny and very, very adorable of you. Anyway, I'm going to undeafen here shortly. And we're going to undeafen now. Fuck!
Hey, hey, hey! You can't just do that.
I did
That
it.
is my
Wow,
thing.
he stole Alex's
Stole my
line.
line.
Yeah, I stepped on
Wow.
my lines. What gives, man?
Hey, Alex, can you give us that line in a small, medium, and large energy, please?
Which line, please?
Yeah, that one.
Fuck.
You know the one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's start. Let's start with a.
All right, I'll deafen
Fuck!
again. Here. Oh, I was gonna say I was gonna
Fuck.
deafen again, and then we could
Fuck.
figure this one out.
Take it
Alright,
from the
thank you.
top.
Yeah.
That was our dress rehearsal, but this is for
All
real,
right,
right?
I'm gonna deafen myself, and then we'll go back into it. Okay.
Yeah,
here we
yeah,
go.
yeah. One more for safety.
Okay, here we go.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, so they're deafened now. They can't hear me. Undeafening in 7, 6, 5.5, 5, 4.5, 3.75, 3.5, 2, 1.35, 1, 0, -1, -2, -4. Hello.
Oh, hi, Voltage. How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
Oh, it's great. Oh shit, that was the wrong line, wasn't it? Fuck.
Yeah, we're gonna need to record
All right,
that again.
All right. Here
Oh,
we go.
God,
One more time.
Voltage.
One more time. One more time. All right, deafen again. Undeafening in E, D, C, B, A. Hey,
Hey, Voltage, how the fuck are you?
I'm doing fucking great.
All right, let's just fucking
All right.
do this shit.
All right, so
Nothing.
I-
You're
I
just
locked
in
into
time.
the
you're
joke.
just in time, just finagling around and buying some time. So last we left off, we got the knife ending last time. And then we found out, oh shit, someone killed Junpei and Lotus and stole Lotus's bracelet. And then we went through door 5 this time instead of door 4, if I remember. Yep, door 5. And then we are back kind of where we were in that intermediate space after we gone through those first 2 escapes. So we have some repeated dialogue, so there is going to be some fast forwarding as per the previous time, but that gives us time to work things out. So do you guys care which one we go through first?
I don't care.
Does it
I don't
matter?
mind.
Just pick whichever.
I just want
Let's go.
want the ending.
All right, well then let's
You
go.
know what ending I want.
No, I don't know which ending you
Oh,
Oh,
the
where-
correct one.
Ah,
the
there's no...
harem, the harem ending.
The harem ending, the one where
Yeah.
Junpei gets with
harem
The
ending.
harem
Yeah.
orgy ending that would get Voltage
Lord.
banned on stream.
Yeah, this game actually, it's funny. It's funny because this game actually has a copy of Honey Pop inside of it.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
And if
right,
you-
the honey pop puzzle. Yeah.
So that's actually the final thing is Bejeweled. Anyway.
Oh.
We should go check out that hallway with all the rooms. You know the one.
Yes. Who is...
You know the one.
Yeah, Aaron, do you want to play
Um,
June here?
Yeah, I was just about to say Aaron.
Sure. Okay, let's go, Jumpy.
They turned and ran down the hallway to their left.
Wait, June, your voice sounds a little different today. Are
Yeah.
you okay?
What did he want to do?
You know, I'm just,
Smoking 3
Going through
cigarettes a
it.
day.
the alternate timeline.
Should we let Ace handle it, or should we run to Ace?
June has been hard.
Let Ace wait, run to Ace.
All right, let's run to Ace. Hello, Harbors.
Whoa, wait, I have lines. What the fuck?
We've seen this.
We've seen these
I
all
want to
before.
talk so.
You gotta talk
Oh
very
my
quickly.
gosh.
Where should we go next?
You sound very fucking weird,
First
dude.
class cabin B.
All right, here we go. First class cabin.
You sound like me, but
Let's
a
go
woman.
check out the first class cabin. The one on B deck.
Okay. I'm coming with you.
As
They
per
turned
usual.
and headed toward B deck.
As she coughs along the hall.
Outside of the thing was Clover. What should Junpei do?
Oh, well, I guess we can't talk
Leave
to
her alone.
We can talk to her.
Oh, let's leave her alone.
All right, we'll leave her alone.
Leave Clover alone.
God.
Something told Junpei that Clover probably wasn't in much of a mood to talk. He leaned over and whispered quietly to June.
Maybe we should leave her alone.
Nice.
The ASMR version.
We should just do this run in ASMR.
Speaking of June,
Yes. I think you're right, and I think this mic doesn't pick up on whispering well.
they turned and walked quietly down the stairs.
Someone should make a free real estate joke right there.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay, where do we go next? Casino or the large hospital room?
Casino.
Casino it is.
I love casino.
How about the casino?
Let's go take a look.
They turned and headed off down the hallway to their right at a jog. And over there was fucking Lotus. She was just doing her thing, but like, whatever. Should we listen to what she has to say or refuse and leave?
I have big boobs.
It's her personality.
That's my entire personality.
I wish I had big boobs. I wish I wasn't a cutting board.
Ah, yes. So we love the fast forwarding part of this game. Isn't it great? So good. Where should we go next? This is the most riveting gameplay of 999.
The first class cabin.
Okay.
Let's go take a look at the first class cabin. It's really close.
They turned around and took off down the hallway to their left. No one was there. Junpei figured they might have more luck somewhere else.
Well,
But where?
are we supposed to be looking for him?
Well, there wasn't anyone there.
If nobody's there, we should look, because nobody's looking there.
No, but nobody's there.
Whatever, I don't care.
All right.
Did we already check all these places?
Also,
We have checked all the places except for the large hospital room. So
All right,
let's go to the large hospital room.
Let's head back to the large hospital room.
All right. That's probably the best idea.
Together, they ran down the stairs.
Nice.
And
So
who?
cute,
What
they
did
ran down
Junpei
the
do?
stairs.
Did we talk to Santa or not?
Oh
Let's
crap!
just walk away without saying.
Yeah, that's
All right. Junpei turned around and walked away from Santa. There was nothing he'd learned from talking to him anyway.
True.
Junpei took June and left the large hospital room. Also, I'm covering Santa tonight since Will can't make it.
Okay.
Anyway, what should we do now? Should we finish searching or search the other places? We've already seen them all, but
Yeah, I
No
think
one's
we
gonna be
searched
there.
everything.
let's finish
So
searching.
this isn't a thing where like June remembers. Junpei remembers.
No.
He doesn't remember, but we remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the player.
Not one of those weird
Wait,
things.
what are we remembering?
I don't know. What are we remembering? Leaving behind 3 people with 2 teams of 4 and 3. Was she right or not sure? Are we not sure or was she right?
I think she was right.
Alright, she was right. It wasn't pleasant, but she was right. There wasn't any way that numbers worked out. If one group was 4, the other group would always have a digital route that didn't match a door. And then it's blah 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 blah. Look, I'm Santa Claus. I'm the real Santa Claus. Shut up, 7. What do you think, Clover?
There's a black one and a white one.
Right. And then Ace comes in and he's like, oh, I'm going to sacrifice myself. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, fast forwarding the game. So here's the deal. We, from the Discord server, we have been voted to have the door that we're going to go through. And if I could actually talk, that would be effective. But we're going to go through door 3 tonight. That's the game plan.
But wait, what did we miss? What did I miss? Because I had
Nothing. Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
I have no
I
idea.
had to leave early because of the thing.
Ah, yes.
Wait, oh yeah, Adam wasn't here last week.
Oh.
Yes. So, let me give
Right,
the...
we finished the game.
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
an
we're starting
ending.
over actually.
Yeah, we
just
decided. I
doing it
decided
again.
like I wasn't satisfied
You
with the
missed
ending
some-
we got, so we're
Yeah,
gonna do it
and
again.
you missed some collectibles also.
Yeah,
It's
it's okay.
100% a game.
Yeah, I wanted to get the 100% true best ending. So now,
You can get
no, what actually happened? What actually happened again for those who missed it? Last episode, what happened was after we went through door number 6, we had the steam engine escape and the cargo room escape. And after we did those, we found a gun inside of a coffin. And then after that, we went down and found a 9-door, but then we also found a second 9-door. And as it turns out, this game was designed so that everyone could escape. But, you know, there were 2 different 9 doors, which is kind of crazy. So then, after we went to those 9 doors, we then saw a stinger of a coffin with a banging noise, which was very scary. And then we went from there back up, and sure enough, wouldn't you know, Clover went missing, which is always really fun and really scary. So naturally, we went to go look for her, and wouldn't you know, as we went down back to C deck, Lotus had been stabbed, and that's not good. So naturally,
Hate it.
don't you hate it when that happens? And then, actually, by the way, Alex, you can play Santa. That way, you have something to do.
Wait, hold up. I'm in the middle of a smash. Never mind. I'm out of the smash now.
It's later,
All right.
but it's okay.
Stop.
So then,
Wow, that was the
Junpei,
world's fastest.
Which door do
game.
you want?
yeah.
World's fastest smash.
Yeah, so then we found Lotus fucking dead. And then she got stabbed. And then Junpei got stabbed. And then the game gave us the knife ending, which is a bad ending. So now we're going back through the game again.
Equivalent of the
AKA
fingers.
Ace just totally stabbed her ass.
No, I wasn't. You don't know
Motherfucker.
that. You don't know that. And then we went through door 5, through the first class cabin and the casino, and now we are at the choice, where we are going to go through door number 3.
I want to go through door number 3.
No,
Well, that's
you
that.
can't.
Huh?
All right, so I'm gonna load the save state.
Why?
Why?
Because he knows
Because it's
something.
impossible, dumbass. If we split
Impossible!
ourselves into 3 and 3, then we give up on going through door 3.
Why?
The bracelet numbers for the 6 of us are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are 2 combinations that can go through door 3 with 3 people, 3, 4, 5, or 6, 7, 8. That's it. Of course, 2 teams can't go through the same door.
I see. That means one team would get left behind.
That's right. Meow. That doesn't happen if we go through door 7.
That doesn't
or 8.
happen if we go through door 7 or 8.
I knew you were
You
gonna say
read
that.
my mind!
No, they're fine. We've got 3 options.
Santa began to explain. Plan A. Go through door 7 with 358 and go through door 8 with 467. Plan B. Go through door 7 with 457 and go through door 8 with 368. Plan C. Go through door 7 with 367 and go through door 8 with 458.
Those are the only 3 options. Dumbass. That's it. There is no pass and go. No collect $200. You lose. At least if we want to get us all 6 of us out of here.
That was when
You get
Junpei
nothing.
realized. Plan A divides into
messed
2
up.
teams, 3, 5, and 8, and 4, 6, and 7. Plan B divides into 2 teams, 4, 5, 7, 3, 6, 8. And Plan C divides into 2 teams, 3, 6, 7, and 4, 5, 8. There was one thing they all had in common. In every single combination, 5 and 6 were never on the same team. In other words, if all 6 people were to move forward, Junpei and June would be separated. June and Junpei had been friends since when they were kids. He trusted her more than anyone else on the ship. If he chose 7 or 8, he'd be taken away from her. Was that something he was prepared to do?
Anyway, that's the deal. So think it over. You got two choices, 7 or 8. You can't choose 3. If you choose 3, you're going to be leaving 3 people behind to die. So, what you gonna do? 7 or 8? Time to choose.
Junpei thought hard. After thinking it over, his conclusion was, Door 7, or take the risk. Take the risk.
God.
We're taking the risk.
Sorry,
Oh my
Santa,
god.
but I still want to go through door 3.
What? That's nuts! You've got to be crazy! Why the hell are you so obsessed with that door?
Yeah, it's not like there's a corpse on the other side of it.
I'm just...
Junpei paused. He swallowed the words he'd been about to say.
I'm just curious about door 3. That's all.
That doesn't explain shit!
I've got a reason. I'd be happy to explain it to you if you'll just come with me.
With
Gonna
that,
kill Santa.
he began walking toward the door.
Oh no.
Their curiosity likely getting the better of them, the others followed. A few of them looked a little suspicious, but Junpei told himself that wouldn't matter. He kept walking and kept silent. Eventually, they arrived at the number 3 door. Junpei stopped.
I'm curious about the red. 7. Would you mind authenticating for me?
You say?
Huh? Why?
Please, just do it.
He stared at Junpei for a moment, then grunted and laid his palm heavily on the scanner.
Happy?
Yeah, thanks.
The number 7 had been entered into the red.
Next is June. Please, touch the red just like 7 did.
Bro.
Jumpy, what are you trying to figure out?
Junpei thought about his answer for a moment.
I think I might have found another way out.
7.
Huh?
What?
Really?
That got them excited, just as Junpei had intended.
Uh-oh.
Are you excited? Now please, June.
Okay.
7 plus 6 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. With those two numbers in the red, Junpei had what he wanted. He casually placed his own hand on the scanner,
Oh.
and the third asterisk blinked on.
Is he just gonna...
This motherfucker.
4
He
plus
just
5
straight
is
up.
9.
Is he...
All right. The only people who haven't authenticated now are Santa, Clover, and Lotus.
So, what's your point?
You don't get it? Think about it.
Wait, yeah, I don't get it.
What's the sum of your number and Clover's?
12?
And what's the digital root of that?
Oh!
3.
Which is Santa's number. By the way, Lotus, what's the number that's currently in the red?
7 plus 6 plus 5 equals 18. It would be 9, right?
Yes. And what will the digital root be if you add 3 to that?
3. The door's number.
There you go.
Hey, wait a minute. What the hell are you up to?
I'm not up to anything. I'm just waiting.
Waiting for what?
I'm waiting for the balance to shift. Santa, or Lotus and Clover. Once one of you moves, the others won't have a choice.
What?
Oh,
So
fuck.
I'm
Holy shit.
waiting.
Junpei laid his hand almost casually on the lever.
You son of a bitch! You tricked us! And all that stuff you were going on about is all bullshit!
Oh no.
Damn.
Bullshit? I don't
Damn.
think so. Didn't I tell you I'd figured out another way to get out of here? This is it.
Why the hell would you do something like this?
Junpei glanced at June.
Jumpy.
You did this just so you could go through the same door as June? That's it?
Yeah.
Bruh.
Santa
he
was
sent it
furious.
hard.
His face was red, and flecks of spit flew from his lips as he spoke.
I was eating!
Junpei closed his eyes calmly, and then opened them again.
So, who's it going to be? Santa or Lotus and Clover?
Shit!
Turtling that villain really hard.
Damn.
We're going. Clover.
Ah, yes. Lotus
Oh,
leapt
shit.
forward.
Whoa.
She grabbed Clover by the sleeve and ran for Junpei in the door. Caught by surprise, Santa froze for a moment, then shot
try.
forward like a bullet from a gun. Lotus had a head start, but Santa had the advantage in size and speed. And he didn't have massive bazongas slowing him down aerodynamically.
It's true. It's true.
God.
Almost immediately, he passed Lotus and Clover.
Oh,
No snake.
wait.
Santa did not hesitate. Bitch!
God. Ugh.
He slammed his hand down on the red.
This is insane! This isn't right!
He glared at Junpei, his chest heaving.
Yes, well, you may be right.
Junpei's voice was cold, but not without effort.
Cold,
Didn't
alright.
sound that fucking
Very
Oh,
cold.
But not without effort. He turned to the red and pulled the lever. I admire the original take on the film.
God, though.
I love how Chris is eating up this role.
Oh yeah. With the sound
Jesus.
of metal
I
on
was
metal, the
wondering
door
that.
opened. It would only remain so for 9 seconds. There was no time to think.
Toodles.
Junpei and his 3 reluctant companions jumped into the door's gaping mouth, one after another. No sooner did they enter than an all too familiar noise sounded from their left wrists. The detonators had activated. Junpei looked back, only once, and saw Lotus and Clover on the other side of the closing door. They stood still, stopped where they had been when Santa reached the red. The faces of defeat and desperation on their faces. Well, that's fun. Tore at Junpei's heart. Then the door closed, and they were gone.
Bro,
Bye. Man.
what a power play. Holy shit.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
You son of a bitch, Junpei! This isn't fair!
Santa rounded on Junpei, lightning crackling in his eyes and his knuckles white.
Do you realize what you just did? You leave them out there, and they can't.
Shut it! That's enough!
It hadn't been Junpei that spoke, but 7.
We gotta find the dead or none of this is gonna matter!
The clock was ticking. The dead was their only chance at survival. Unless they could find it and deactivate their detonators, the 4 of them would be.
Wow.
We got less than a minute left. No time for screwing around. Get moving!
They scattered and began to scour the room. The deactivation device was nowhere to be found. corridor stretched out in 3 directions, but every one of them was blocked off by a wall of metal. There was only one way out. One other door.
There!
Seven ran for the door, a rusty iron thing. His large hands grabbed hold of the handle and pulled. The room inside was pitch black. They could see nothing beyond the small patch of light that spilled through the doorway. Junpei stuck his head through the door and looked around the room. Almost immediately, he spotted the blinking red light on the right wall.
I found it! The dead's right over here.
He stepped into the room and nearly fell down. The floor was slippery.
Oh no.
Oh no.
He stopped and glanced down at his feet. What was...
Oh no.
Hey! What the hell are you doing? Get over there!
Junpei felt Seven's heavy hand against his back and stumbled across the room. The other three piled in behind him. They all immediately felt something was wrong. Nothing that could be easily identified, only a sense that something terrible shared the room with them. But there was no time to say so.
Quick! Get to the dead!
They all started running. In the dark, it was hard to tell where the wall was. All they could see was the tiny red light blinking over at them over and over and over and over and over. And then finally, suddenly, and over, they were there. In quick succession, they all slammed their hands against the scanner panel.
And over, and over.
And then the end over stopped. Seven leaned against the wall, gulping air. As his breathing began to return to normal, he glanced at his left wrist and grunted.
It stopped. It stopped.
Junpei could hear him laughing in the dark, but could barely make out the larger man's face.
What the?
The sound of retching came from Santa's direction.
What the hell is this smell? This is vile.
By the way, viewer discretion is advised.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna puke.
So desperate had they been in their race to the dead, that no one had noticed the horrible smell that pervaded the room. It was a terrible, nauseating stench, like burnt and rotten meat.
Oh boy.
Adrenaline had drowned it out, but now it rolled over Junpei in waves, forcing itself into his nose with every breath he took. He felt his stomach clench and bile rise up in his throat.
Let's get the lights on first. There's a switch over here.
The light spilled in from the door. The light that spilled in from the door barely illuminated a small switch plate next to the door. Slowly, with the toll of the last few minutes apparent in his gait, Seven walked toward it. Oh, I hate that so much.
Nice.
Ugh.
You don't like moist
I
sounds?
fucking hate moist. What's the name of the thing that they do where they make the sound effects?
Squelch?
Foley.
Foley, yeah, I hate moist
Foley,
Foley
yeah.
so much. Anyway,
Oh.
he stopped as he got close
Oh.
and examined his fingers toward the switch. Extended his
Extended.
fingers toward the switch. I can't read tonight.
Oh,
There was
boy.
a soft click as the lights came on.
Oh!
It had scarcely faded when another
I
noise
see.
pierced the air. A scream. That'll work. That'll work.
Like,
That'll
was
work.
Good. That was really good.
That was awesome.
Junpei's breath stopped in his throat. His heart ceased to beat. Time froze. His mind scrambled to make sense of what he saw before him. What was left of the body sat in a sea of blood. Chunks of flesh, torn from the body, sat in the blood like tiny islands in a great red sea. A vast, ragged hole had been torn in the torso, and what remained of his intestines spilled out of it, like fresh spaghetti. Smaller chunks of meat had been splattered against the wall, and become stuck there as they dried. Globules of yellowish fat had left trails like tiny slugs as gravity pulled them down the wall, even as they dried to it.
Looks like an explosion.
Seven's voice was low and strained.
Just like the Ninth Man. The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gut.
It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful.
Quite.
His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way, and his left arm had split open, exposing the painfully white bone of his ulna. His bracelet lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall hard enough to have shattered the display, which lay on the ground in pieces. Half of his head simply collapsed. The blood coating it almost made it look like raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce.
We've read this before.
Jesus.
We have read this before, but we're reading it again because the game won't let me fast forward it.
Delicious.
His clothes, too, were covered in blood. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, the jacket with the yellow piping, and the gray slacks. They were all familiar to Junpei.
Is that Snake?
Santa's voice wavered as he spoke, his mouth dry.
I got chocolate.
Blech.
Oh my god.
Finally, Junpei
What?
spoke.
Why did this happen?
No!
That'll work. Suddenly, June was
so
screaming,
sorry.
her voice broken. It was an eerie scream, full of insanity, and not entirely human.
True.
No! No! No!
Epic. She stood, she shook her head violently, and grabbed fistfuls of her own hair. Junpei could hear the sound of her hair tearing.
Oh man.
No. Stop it, June!
He grabbed for her wrist, but as he did, June leapt up and ran toward the exit.
Please! Get me out of here! You have to let me out of here!
She screamed at the door, and her fist slammed against it with a hollow sound. Junpei could see drops of blood on her knuckles.
Why are you doing these horrible things to us? What did we do to deserve this?
She screamed again, a desperate, mindless cry. Her fists flailed against the door.
Get me out of here! I'm sorry, my cat is staring at me. She's very concerned.
No.
It's okay, Winnie. It's okay.
Oh,
Anyways.
I'd be the guy in the room who just walks up to her again. Get your shit together, woman!
Please,
We're in a death game.
please just get me out! Let me out!
No, I
Junpei
think I would
couldn't
do
watch
that.
anymore.
I'd have a
He
good
ran to
one.
June and wrapped his arm around her, pulling the screaming girl away from the door.
No, get off of me! Let me go! Let me go!
She scrambled for a moment, her legs skittering across the floor, but her resistance didn't last long. As suddenly as her outburst had began, it was over. The manic energy disappeared, and her body went limp in Junpei's arms. June collapsed toward the floor, and Junpei knelt down with her. He felt drops of something warm and wet. Was she crying? A moment later, she began to sob. Her shoulders shook, and great hot tears rolled down her face like rain.
We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be alright, June. It's going to be okay, Connie.
Her name was a whisper. Not Connie. Get it right.
Huh?
No.
Oh. I'll be here with you. Okay?
She nodded once.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jumpy.
Her trembling voice pulled at Junpei's heart. He stroked her hair gently. His face was so close to her. The scent of her hair was nostalgic.
Oh, this is creepy.
This was all part of my plan.
Oh! Oh wait.
Yeah.
no,
Do
wait.
you
hate it.
feel
I hate it.
better?
He's gonna smash in front of Seven and Santa.
And the corpse.
Yes.
And the
And the
corpse.
corpse. He would have preferred Lotus and Clover, though, but that's okay. Santa can join in.
But
Sanic?
I'd like to stay here. For a little, at least. Jumpy's body is so warm.
Oh my god.
If
If I was Seven or
Like a-
Santa, I'd just
Something
be
like
sitting
a
there
fresh
like awkward
corpse
as
to get
fuck.
the romance
I feel like-
flowing.
Yeah, you guys. But like for my Valentine's Day, I showed Aaron
Those
a
wet
corpse.
tears
That was
and
pretty
something
fun.
else is wet too.
Huh, candlelit.
Yeah, you
midnight
showed me a
corpse.
corpse.
Hey, babe, I got you something. You're gonna
It's in
love
my
it.
trunk. It's in my trunk and it's wrapped up nicely.
Hey, I don't eat chocolate.
Tanner needs to take note.
Listen up,
Tanner-
boys.
Tanner
If you want to
needs
make
to
your
go,
woman
yeah.
happy?
Yeah. Show her a
Specifically so
corpse.
Janice this stream. It's like, take notes.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
Babe, for my birthday, I want a corpse.
I want a corpse. Doesn't matter who it is, just find a random person.
Several minutes
You
I want a
passed.
corpse.
Several minutes passed of the voice actors bantering before June's tears dried.
Yeah.
She's just still sobbing.
You know, you gotta let a girl cry.
As they do. Yeah.
Junpei
It
stood
do
up.
be like that.
He bent down, put his arms under June's, and helped her to her feet. They didn't speak. Neither did Seven or Santa.
I'm
A
just waiting for
person.
Santa to kicks his ass.
A person was dead, Seth.
And
They had died in that room in a terrible way.
you're forgetting who you're talking to.
Well, at least Junpei knew there was no way he could make himself forget that. There was no way any of them could forget it. But mourning would do no good. They spread out to search the room, but each felt as if their heart was made of lead. Hey, we got an escape! Haha!
Ooh.
Skip
Did we find out
time.
what the LR means? Is that like a thing?
We're gonna find out.
Hmm.
We are going to find out. Yes, we are.
Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah, wait. You get to see his bracelet?
It is shattered, so we can't
Of course
tell.
it is.
Wait, I'll be right back. I'm
wouldn't-
gonna go get some Girl Scout cookies.
No worries.
So people
heck
wouldn't be
yeah.
able to use it.
Hey, wait. If it's shattered, does that mean that we definitely don't know what number's on it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's open.
Well,
There's
maybe they'll be
toilets.
green.
Look, everyone. There's toilets. And there's toilet paper. We got some toilet paper, everybody.
Yeah, there's blood on it.
That-
That's a-
Is that blood?
Oh.
Oh, it's a pattern.
Oh,
You're
do we
right.
have to stack some TP?
Oh, Santa.
All right, I'm Santa. One moment.
Santa.
Santa needed a snack, okay?
He got hungry from all the corpse talk and sadness
Oh, I'm
and stress.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he said,
Corpse get
corpses,
me.
I'm
Peckish.
Oh,
starving.
it's intense and intestines.
Yeah.
That spaghetti description really,
It's like,
Is
man,
that why you
anyone
don't
want to
like
go for
noodles?
some pasta?
all right, all right.
All right.
Toilet
No. This
Some
is
kind of red symbols on it.
Hey, Seven.
You think maybe it's Cytail cipher?
A what?
A Cytail cipher? What the hell is that?
You grab a piece of paper around a stick and then write several sentences on it so that the whole paper is filled up. Then you unwrap the paper and you can't tell what the original message was, right? That's how it works, more or less. Then to decipher it, you gotta have a stick that's the same diameter as the original one. Same diameter as the original
That's
one.
Junpei.
Oh,
You're good.
Same diameter as the original one, huh? Sorry, I'm just eating spaghetti.
yeah.
No, actually, though.
Sorry, I found
Aw,
some in the shower.
man.
I found some in the shower over there.
Then you just wrap the.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Here, we'll read it again just for you.
If we wrap the toilet paper around a stick or something, maybe.
I think that's a good idea. More
Where
toilet
are we gonna
paper.
find this?
A stack of toilet paper. A wooden box.
All right, boys, turn around.
There's something in
Santa's
here.
got a shit.
Oh, we got some luminol.
The hell is this thing?
There.
Some kind of
Clean
spray
the-
bottle?
Clean the room now.
Yeah.
Something written on it. Lumen. I can't read anything else. The label's all faded.
Let me see that.
That's a Junpei line.
He just grabbed it from him. That wasn't very nice.
Is it
Neither
a
was
corpse?
trapping 2 people behind.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about?
It wasn't very nice. I just left 2 people to die, but
Man, that
fine.
guy just totally stole that dude's bottle. What an asshole.
Oh, this is luminol. You know, forensic guys use it in crime scenes.
Hang on. Oh yeah, that stuff that glows blue when you spray it on blood. Maybe the blood's been wiped off. It'll still glow. Yo, we should spray this. On the,
It's
on the
right over
spaghetti.
there.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so
On the shower spaghetti.
the 3 door is a very stressful route, by the way. Hey, look, it's Elena's toilet.
My what?
I bet it's a very stressful route. There's nothing in the toilet, but there's about to be.
Just an unflushed shit.
If there was, that would be gross. There might be something in the tank, you know?
If not, there's gonna be something in there soon.
Let's open that shit up.
Whoa.
Let's
There really,
open that
there
shit
really
up.
is nothing in here except for a red key card.
Alright, well, I'm about to fill it. Who's gonna stop me? The police?
It's a red card. Probably a key card. You remember if you saw a card reader around anywhere? Blah, 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 blah?
Yeah.
I'm starting
out my scat career, you know. Skip it up, boo, dappa, dappa,
Nothing here now.
No, I could shit in the sink and no one would be able to tell me otherwise.
What the heck?
You could shit in a lot of places.
The dividing wall that separates the toilets.
I love examining
Shit on the
toilets.
floor.
There's some toilet paper on
Shit
the
on the floor. Drop your pants in your panties.
It's a water tank for a toilet. I'm Mr. Bulldog.
I'm Mr. Bulldups.
What in the world are we doing?
Oh, you wouldn't understand. It's a show tune.
Have you heard of the show? Have you heard of a show called Rick and Morty?
Yeah,
You have to have a pretty high IQ to understand it.
I do have
So-
a pretty IQ.
my IQ is beautiful. Thank
My
you.
IQ is so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's such a pretty number.
look at all my estrogen.
I've seen a lot of OC guys try and hide a piece in something like this. Usually for a 187 or something. Guess they think it's clever. Don't know when they'll figure out. Everybody else thinks it's clever too.
What does that sentence
Sonic
mean?
OCs?
Oh,
I mean, I know
Oh,
Ds,
no!
but what's OC?
I had 9 of them in middle school.
Organized crime.
Oh.
Sonic organized crime. It all makes sense now.
Sorry.
What is that? Some kind of Sonic slang?
You seriously have never heard of organized crime before? Huh? Probably.
I was hoping the
Huh?
world forgot
What are you,
about
cop?
Sonic OC.
What'd I say? Why does he look all sad now?
That's not really important right now, guys. Come on. Let's just check it out, alright?
Well, he's not wasting any time.
Do these guys really not know? Organized crime is a pretty common term. I don't know how they
Junpei's
don't know what that
dumbass,
is.
No, but they don't abbreviate it as OC.
Yeah, but even when he explained
The
it
toilet's
stands
tanked.
for organized crime, Junpei was
There's
like,
nothing in
"What
it,
does that mean?"
which means
I'm not
you
a
can't
cop, and I
flush
know
it.
what that means.
Kind of hard to flush a toilet
I
without
watched
water.
The Godfather
I wouldn't
like
know.
3 times.
kind of hard to flush a toilet without any water, huh? Elena?
Interesting.
We could put something in there.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I gotta get
Elena,
in
was
there.
this your toilet?
Ooh,
No, I'm just-
wow.
You're
I
gonna
noticed
regret ever
that.
telling that story on this.
What do you think this is? Is it Elena's
Looks like
shit?
tar.
I'm so
Man,
sorry.
what the fuck did I eat?
It's kind of. Just wipe it off.
Why would you
Oh, God,
touch
why did I
it?
touch it?
What
Why
the?
did I touch that? I doubt just pouring some water on it's gonna help much either. You guys got some soap? Oh God, get us some soap.
What about hot water?
Yes, it's soap. Hot water.
If we had some really hot water, like boiling hot, then maybe that would wash it off.
All right.
Oh.
Well,
I hope it can wash other things off too.
yeah.
Oh,
like the
God.
soul. What's in here? Oh, we have a bucket. Look at the bucket. Let's examine the bucket.
It's a tin bucket. Let me put it on my head. Hee hee, look at me. Hey, Jumpy. Do you remember back in elementary school when you spilled all of our paint across the whole classroom? They made you clean it up, and all they gave you was a sponge and a bucket like this.
Hey, come on now. Can we just leave the past in the past?
You're a murderer.
It's a tin bucket. It's a tin bucket. I told you, Jumpy. You could probably put hot water from the shower in it.
Ah, that's easy. Huh.
One more time.
Okay.
Oh,
A tin bucket.
Sad.
June says I could
How many
put hot
times did I
water
say
from the
it?
shower in it.
All right. Perfect.
But I think there's something else we could do with it.
Like what?
A thick pipe that stretches across the floor.
A broom. You right
We
for
could put the spaghetti in it and save it for later.
bucket spaghetti. It's my spaghetti bucket. I don't know about the rest of you, but
It's
like,
like the pioneers.
it's called a lunch pail, okay? Anyway,
This is turning into a D&D campaign
this is
real
turning.
fast.
Oh yeah. Oh, as if it wasn't already. I'm the DM. Junpei reached for the broom, and as he grabbed it, he heard a soft voice from behind him. It was June.
The rabbit hutch.
This crazy little. Huh?
He turned around. June still looked sadly pale, but there was a smile on her face.
Really?
I mean, yeah, look at the sprite, buddy.
Oh, you just reminded me of it. The rabbit hutch, I mean.
How did I remind you of something like that?
Jumpy and the broom. You were always playing around with the broom in front of that rabbit hutch.
Like a fucking weeaboo.
I was?
Don't you remember?
Junpei stared at the broom in his hand.
You mean you don't remember that summer either?
She looked very sad. He shook his head.
Of course I remember. How could I forget something like that? It was terrible.
Junpei, of course, had no idea what she was talking about. No, they were in the 6th grade. Junpei and June had been assigned to take care of the classroom pets, the rabbits. Their chief duty was to clean the hutches every morning. On the final day of school, before summer vacation began, Junpei overslept. He rushed to school and found June standing in front of the rabbit hutches. No sooner had Junpei arrived than June began to cry. He had no idea why until he looked behind her into the rabbit hutch. The first thing he saw was blood. The hutch was filled with dead bodies of the rabbits.
Jeez.
Even after their teachers and friends came to see what the commotion was, June couldn't stop crying. Now, but she's got a smile on her face now.
I I just kept
Clearly she's
crying and
fine.
crying until you came over. You held my hand and you looked very serious and you said, "Don't cry. I'm gonna catch the person who did this."
It was 0.
After you told me that, I finally stopped crying.
Well, the real fun started after you quit crying. You told me you were gonna catch the killer, together.
June smiled, and a little of the flush of life returned to her cheeks.
Then we decided that we'd ambush them.
Yeah, I remember.
The school also kept roosters and guinea pigs. Junpei and June had decided the murderer would likely return to finish off the rest of the animals. They would ambush the killer at night. Junpei and June hid behind the hutch at dusk and waited. It was a warm summer night. The quiet sound of crickets whispered through the air. And the sun went down. As the sun went down, the stars began to wink at them from the sky. And June's Akane Kuroshiki's face, that night was something Junpei knew he would never forget as long as he lived.
But the murderer never showed up. We waited for them all summer vacation, and they never showed up.
Yeah, but the animals didn't get attacked either. I think all that work amounted to something, you know?
He'd felt the same way, but it was good to hear her say it.
Although, if you think about it, we were probably taking on a lot more than we could handle.
What do you mean?
She looked up at him, confused.
Well, come on. We were just kids. If whoever killed the rabbits had actually showed up, they probably would have had a knife or something. I mean, you must have been pretty worried, right?
I wasn't worried. Because you were... because you were there with me.
She blushed furiously.
Furiously?
No one else wanted to take care of the animals.
Clearly embarrassed, she tried desperately to change the subject.
I was the only one who asked to do it at first.
Yeah. Boys don't really want to bother with taking care of animals,
Well, yeah, but you asked to do it after I did, didn't you?
If it wasn't the rabbits, they were gonna make me do something else, You know that school. You know how that school was.
You know the one.
I figured it'd be better if I was working with somebody who wasn't too much of a loudmouth, right? Somebody who wasn't gonna tell on me if I felt like blowing it off.
Really? That's why you volunteered?
Yeah, it is.
He nodded quickly, and much too earnestly, and then quickly looked away at something very important. That hadn't been the reason, of course.
Oh, well, I delivered that all wrong.
No, you're good. He had asked to take care of the rabbits so that he could be near June. But it had been so long ago, he couldn't bring himself to tell her how he'd felt back then. It would be embarrassing. He took a quick breath to clear his head, tossed the broom up, and then snatched it out of the air.
Well, we don't really have the time to be walking down memory lane like this, We've got to figure out a way out of this room. Otherwise...
Yes.
June nodded curtly, then turned and walked away. And Junpei turned around and looked at the room, at Snake's body. Chunks of flesh and organs still lay on the floor. The conversation he and June had been having scarcely fit their surroundings. But perhaps that was simple human nature. Despite such a situation, or perhaps because of it, the mind had turned to the farthest thing from death that it could find. Still, Junpei couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt at wanting so desperately to live when Snake lay dead before him. He had to live. He wanted a life again, a life with June in it. As he stared at the clumps of blackened flesh, all Junpei could think of was how much he wanted to live. Yeah, we got a broom.
Got a broom.
We got a broom.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, time to start cleaning up that dead body.
Well, guess we better get started.
What are you doing with that broom?
What are you doing with that broom, Junpei?
Stop pretending to be the airbender for 5 seconds and help.
There's water coming out of the shower head. Let's see if... Shit, that's hot. Really hot. Man, that water must be just about boiling.
Oh, there's a note here.
There's a piece of paper tied to this pipe with a wire. Notice. Oh wait, is this me or you?
I can do it. Notice, drainage valve operation. Please do not flush the water in these pipes. Doing so may cause the drain to overflow. Oh, that would be terrible, right? I can't imagine why we would want to overflow anything in this room. It's a thermometer.
It's a
Thermometer.
Can you get it off?
No. It's screwed onto the wall.
All right, well, I got just the thing for that.
I really did have a moment where I was like, what is a thermometer?
A thermometer.
Is that some kind of
It's a
new technology?
It's a meter for thermo.
Oh.
Yeah. You know how
Yeah,
like
for
there's
like a thermos, you know.
Yeah, so like you know how there's like there's like kilometers and everything. Well, this is a shit. Never mind. The thermometer was screwed onto the wall. I should have said kilometer. That's a thermometer, but I didn't, like a fool. That meant that Junpei needed to take the screws out with the screwdriver. While he was so engaged, Santa suddenly spoke.
Junpei? You know why thermometers only go up to 107 degrees Fahrenheit or 75 degrees Celsius like this one?
Junpei answered without taking his eyes off the screw.
No, can't say I ever thought about that.
Anyone else ever thought about that as in the call?
No, can't say
I
I've
have.
ever thought about that.
At 107 degrees, the cells in the human body start to die. The organs begin to shut down. The proteins in your cells start to harden. It's like when you hard boil an egg. Even if you cool it down afterwards, it won't go back to being a raw egg. In other words, it's dead. That's why thermometers don't go past 107. There's no point.
Why had Santa brought that up? Junpei wondered. It's just the name of this game, basically.
Huh, remember that one time we got stuck in the freezer? Maybe we'll have to take our clothes off.
He continued to work at the screw, with
warmth.
his clothes off.
But it's pretty rare for a fever to get that high. Even viruses and stuff don't usually drive the body temperature to 107. Of course, there are other external things that could.
Like what?
Well, let's see. Something like getting locked in a sauna. Or getting thrown into an incinerator and burnt to death.
Yeah, I guess that would get a little hotter than 107 degrees Fahrenheit.
Junpei gave a short, barking laugh.
Bark!
A moment later, the screw fell off.
Well, that was a fucking weird exposition there.
With a small tug, Junpei pulled the thermometer off the wall.
Santa really got over the fact that they left Lotus and Clover behind.
Yeah, they really did.
Yeah, for real. Alright, I got it.
Yeah, it's like June is like, oh man, Ace, no, you have to sacrifice yourself. I'm so sad. And then it's like, haha, bitch, I'm gonna flirt with Junpei instead of worrying about Lotus and Clover. He looked
She
up
has her
and
priorities.
yeah, she's just trying to get with him both, man.
They're just competition.
I mean, like the other two women, gone. Maybe June really is the Yandere we all wanted from this game.
No one can
that's
have
the vibe I
boobs
was
bigger
getting.
than me.
Yeah, cutting board. He looked up and saw Santa glaring at a blank section of wall.
Huh? What's up? Hmm?
Nothing. Forget about it.
Santa spun around and walked off, away from Junpei. But as Junpei watched him go, he didn't look angry. He looked very, very sad. Cool, we got the thermometer.
Oh, you took the thermometer off. It says open at the bottom of the gauge. I wonder what it means.
Are you kidding me?
Maybe when it gets that hot, something will open?
line.
Maybe when
Oh.
it gets that hot, something will open?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Like all of our pores?
Looks like the red light is off.
Yeah, and it still says LOCK. Whatever that means.
LCK. LCK. You think maybe we lock first? You know, the LOCK?
Oh, lock. Got it, yeah.
Yeah.
Still no love from the red light. What the?
LOCK, huh? There's a blue light right next to it, but it's off.
Wishing doesn't seem to be a very effective way of getting lights to turn on.
Yeah, it really doesn't,
would've thought?
unfortunately.
Captain Rex, that's not a thermometer, that's a fucking
What
clock.
if-
Yeah.
What if, and hear me out, it has
Uh-huh.
something to do with the digital route?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
What if I wrap the toilet paper around the broom?
Yeah.
6 plus 634! Oh, Santa.
Oh, so you wrapped the toilet paper around the broom, huh? Looks like the symbols line up perfectly. It says 634. Jesus?
Plus.
What the fuck is that?
Plus. Plug. Plus.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a weird looking plus, dude.
I think you're a weird looking plus, dude.
Thank you.
Well, okay. Okay, Voltage. Fuck. You want to play that way?
Let's
Fine.
spray some luminol.
Wait. You don't really think we're supposed to use the luminol here, do you?
No, Seven. There's no blood anywhere else.
Yeah, it does seem kind of weird to use it here. But maybe I should try it just in case.
Great.
Okay, I've sprayed the luminol on the wall. What's next?
Great. I did it.
Fuck it.
Oh, looks like it.
Okay, I've sprayed the luminol on the wall. What's next?
What is next?
LR.
Alright, let's see if
LLR.
anything happens when I turn you. Nope, nothing. Not even a drop. Is the pipe clogged?
Alright, so how do I get the luminol to work here? Well, I have a bucket that I could use at least. I could get the water in the bucket.
Maybe I can use the shower here to fill the bucket with hot water. Hey, Seven, could you turn on the shower? I'm gonna put the bucket under the head.
Ah, okay, sure thing.
Yay, I did it. I got water into a bucket. Damn, I can't believe we fried some chicken.
Congratulations.
Water in the bucket.
Well, my bucket list is now complete. I can die happy.
Hooray! All right,
I've always wanted to put water in a bucket.
let's put some water in the bucket.
Alright, so I just pour the hot water into this tank and...
Looks like you filled it. Now you should be able to flush it, right? There's probably a handle somewhere on the tank that you can pull.
You think so?
Serious? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You know how a toilet works? You never used a toilet before?
Where
You
is
shit
the
in
toilet
woods?
handle?
Some pipes. They're connected to the tank on the toilet.
Actually, where is the handle to flush the toilet? Where is it?
Bro.
Where is it?
Yeah, man. How you gotta get that?
Let's see. Ah, yeah, okay. I do know what I need to do here. It's something to do with this wall.
Wait, we lost the bucket?
Yeah, we used the bucket.
Just by using it one time, we lost it?
Yeah, it went down the drain. Goodbye.
You don't need it anymore.
Goodbye, bucket.
Alright, let's flush the hot water.
Oh.
Well, there it goes, just like
Oh,
a toilet
there
should
it
work.
is.
Well, that was easy. Ah, 185.
There it is.
Wow.
That stuff washed off. Looks like the writing was numbers. See it?
185 equals? What is this?
You got me. Just looks like numbers.
All right.
Numbers that are part of an equation.
All right.
Maybe
so
there's another message that we got that you're supposed to make a math equation for.
I got 634 plus equals 185. 185 equals. So there's likely. So if we do 634 plus 185, what does that equal? I don't know.
A number.
It does equal to a number. But, Drain. Hello, Drain.
819.
Thank you.
Ooh,
Huh?
the mercury symbol.
It looks like there's something down there on that grate. I think it's a card. Yeah, it's the blue card. Can't reach it though. It's too deep.
That's frustrating. All right.
If
So,
only we had a broom.
how do I use the luminol?
God, yeah. If only we had broom.
If only we had the broom, but okay. There's a thing I have to do with this, something with the luminol on the wall here. I just don't remember how to do it. Ah, that's frustrating. Let me see if I'm missing anything else. La di da di da 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 di da. Snakes. I know the answer to the valve thing for what it's worth, but it was cheating. Santa.
Oh, thank you. I already checked all 3 toilets, you know. Nothing unusual there.
All right, cool, thank you. Oh shit, I made my screen too. Oh no, this is not what I wanted to do. Hang on. I need to do the thing because I need to window size. That should be that. Okay, cool. We're good. I accidentally dragged the thing. Don't worry about it. Oh.
okay.
Where is that fucking thing? Do I have to use? Is it this? No, it's not that. It's not that. It's there.
Oh.
Hey, 7.
That's where we came in. I guess it's now locked, but there ain't really any point. All that's out there is the number door. We can't go back through the number door, even if we wanted to.
All right, cool. Thank you. Where is it? Is it in? It's not in here. Okay. Is it up here? I think I grabbed everything from up here. No. And it's not gonna be in here. What about this guy? And there wasn't anything in here, right? I got the screwdriver from here. Okay, cool.
Lid for the toilet tank.
All right, cool. Thanks. Fuck. Where's the fucking thing? Like, I know you're supposed to use the luminol on the thing on the wall to figure out the other, like, bits, but I don't remember how you're supposed to use the luminol. You're supposed to use it here. So let me. What's next?
Okay, I've sprayed the luminol.
Ah,
on the
yes, you have to
wall.
turn
What's
off the
next?
lights. Yeah, that's right. So now you have LR, LLR, LRL. Now don't
Left,
Left,
right,
left,
left.
right, left.
Ah, that would do it, wouldn't it? Let me see if there's any bits. There we go.
Just like you thought, Junpei. There's some more letters showing up after the LLR. See? It said.
It says LLR, LRL.
All right, so okay, then you go over here, and you turn these guys. Nope. Left, right, left, right, left.
Well, I did what it said on the wall. I wonder if it actually did anything.
I wonder if it did. Oh, thank you, Gio.
This drain's acting up. What the hell did you do?
I just messed with the valves a little. Nothing big.
The drain's acting up. Huh, that might be useful.
Hey.
There must be water flowing through the pipe on the right. There's water pouring out of the drain.
Look, it's the blue key card.
It's the blue key card.
This is, the symbol for Mercury, isn't it? There was an elevator right outside of the big hospital room. I think the same symbol was on the card reader next to it.
That's right.
I guess that means we're not supposed to use this card in this room.
Thank you.
Do you really think so? You don't think maybe we need it for this room and for the elevator?
We might, but I don't know.
Listen, woman, I told you I don't think so.
Oh my god.
Listen, woman.
There's water pouring out of the drain. Nothing else interesting here.
What the shit? How am I supposed to...
Nope.
Oh, I need to use it in another place. Okay. Yeah, and then you need to use it on the shower.
Yeah. If I can get this hot water on the thermometer, then maybe. All right. Thermometer. Let's get this party started. Why am I talking like this?
I don't know.
Thermometer, let's go.
Yep.
Use
Looks like that's
temperature
doing the
check.
trick. There goes the gauge. And now it's at the open mark.
Great.
Huh. It opened. What's this? Looks like there's a piece of paper in here.
And it's 957 plus. All right, 957 plus 634 plus 185 equals what?
A number.
I could tell you what that number is.
Please do.
It is...
Nothing happens when I press these buttons.
Well, it looks like the power's on. I'm wondering what the deal is with those things that say lock up there, though.
I know, I need to get both my key cards and I need to swipe them.
The red light's on, Jumpy.
And the blue light's gonna be on in a moment too.
Great job, Jumpy. Both of the lights are on now.
Great.
Now you just need to put in the password.
And that password is 634 plus 158 plus 9, whatever that last 957 to give me. Come on. Let me just put in the password. Santa
Both lights
Claus.
are on. You should be able to enter the password now. What's with those?
What's
E
with
and
these
C
E and C keys?
I knew you were gonna say that. It's either enter and C means clear, I think.
Okay.
So after you put in the password, hit E. If you screw it up, hit C. You know, like on a calculator.
All right, here we go. 1776.
Oh, surprise.
America was really behind this murder. Ah, there we go. And just for kicks.
What? What is this, Junpei? You losing it? Said you losing it? It's not the exit, genius.
Ah, let's check it again.
I said that's not the exit.
All right, cool. Thank you for your guidance. Because we did
Damn
it.
welcome.
We found a way out.
Now let's see the consequences of our actions.
Let's look at it. No, there's big story, big consequence.
No, nothing bad is gonna happen anymore for the rest of the game.
Yep, we're totally fine. Outside of the shower room was a hallway that extended off to the left and right. At the right end was a large iron door. They'd moved a few steps toward the door when Junpei heard the sound of metal on metal. They turned around. Seven was doing something to the door of the shower room. Ugh.
What are you doing, Seven?
Well, I figure we might want to come back here sometime.
1 second, sorry. There we go.
So I stuck the broom in there to keep the door from shutting. All right, let's go.
With that, he stood up and began walking down the hallway. He brushed past Junpei and kept going. After a moment, the rest of them followed him. Before long, they found themselves at the large iron door. They had only been there for a moment when June spoke up.
Jumpy, look.
He turned. There, on the right side of the hallway, was a piece of paper attached to the wall. Junpei ran over and peeled it off.
It's a map of the ship's interior.
Another one?
It said Sea Deck in the upper left corner. From what he could tell, it was a map of the floor they were on. There would be time to look at it later. Junpei folded the map and stuffed it into his pocket. Back at the door, the four of them lined up in front of it. Santa stepped forward. He grabbed hold of the door and then turned to look at the rest of them.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
They nodded. Santa nodded back and threw the door open. You know, as one does.
Yeah, so you open doors, dumbass. Sometimes you pull them.
All four of them leapt through.
Why do we have to jump? Why can't we just walk?
Yeah, it's hard to know. It only took a moment for them to realize where they were.
I mean,
They
you are
had-
jumpy.
Yeah, that's probably why. They had been there only a short time ago. We're back! It was the
Oh.
large hospital room, filled with countless beds. Lotus and Clover looked up as they entered. Ace was there as well, although he looked he had only just woken up. Time to tag Seth and Giggles!
Junpei's like, see, we didn't abandon you guys. I knew this the whole time. I knew it was gonna lead back here. I was
The
just
moment
playing.
they spotted
I really hope
Junpei,
someone gets
Lotus and
slapped.
Clover headed straight for him. As she neared him, Lotus drew back her hand
Slap, slap.
and
Yes.
slapped the shit out of him,
Yes.
open palmed across the face.
Damn right.
Well deserved.
How could you do this to us?
Turn you up a little. Her face was furious. She grabbed Junpei by the collar and shook him violently. Clover didn't touch him, but the hate in her eyes was no less potent. It was Seven who stopped them.
Knock it off! We've got bigger shit to worry about right now.
His deep voice echoed across the massive room. Lotus glared at Seven, but let Junpei go after one last vicious shake.
Man.
What?
Hey, go have a look. I stuck the screwdriver in the door. That door over there? The one without a number? So long as the screwdriver's there, it can't shut, so you can get in there.
Seven also explained how they might find the shower room, and how he had used the broom to ensure that door remained open as well.
Then you're saying we can go in there without passing through the numbered door?
Yeah, that's about the size of it.
What the hell is in there?
You'll know when you see it.
Ah, fuck you, Seven.
Wow.
Lotus and Clover
I
looked
mean-
at one another for a moment, then nodded and stepped through the door. By then, Ace had made his way to them, moving with the stiff shuffling of steps of someone who has only just awoken from a lengthy slumber. Hey, Seth.
My goodness. I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me. I didn't think it would happen so soon, though.
Ace shook his head weakly.
Should I go as well?
Seven nodded.
Very well.
Ace followed Lotus and Clover with his stiff, tired gait. And then they found the body.
Oh shoot.
And that wasn't very fun. The squeal of tortured metal made Junpei's teeth curl, and now we've gotten to the point where we've seen the dialogue before! And everyone thinks, uh-oh, there's Snake, he's dead, and that means Zero might be one of us. What if Zero was one of us? Was Zero on the ship with them?
Family.
Oh.
Junpei wasn't sure.
Junpei wasn't sure. He wasn't sure.
Hey, I'm just wondering about one thing. Seth,
And what's that?
how can you be so sure that Zero's on the ship?
Ace's eyebrows shot up.
Really, Junpei? I confess, I'm a little disappointed. Usually you're rather sharp.
I absolutely do not agree with that statement. He's a fucking idiot.
Isn't it obvious?
Obvious? How so?
This ship.
Huh?
Zero said this ship several times when he addressed us.
I am Zero, the captain of this ship. The purpose of this game is simple. Leave this ship alive. As you have no doubt surmised, this ship has already begun to sunk.
I don't think he said it exactly that pronounced, but sure. If he weren't here, he wouldn't say this ship, would he? He'd be saying something like that ship or the ship. I'm not saying I'm a English professor, but
I
hey.
mean, couldn't he have pre-recorded it and just been referring to the ship that he was on when he recorded it?
Maybe, but that might be like due to a Japanese translation.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense if it's a Japanese translation.
Yeah, it feels like we've said this words before, but in a different. Maybe whoever's writing.
Like if he said like Korewa ship, that would basically imply it's nearby.
Yeah. That's true.
Ace's explanation made perfect sense. Junpei felt a little foolish he hadn't seen it himself. Still, he was left with a question, and it was one of no small importance.
If Zero's on the ship, where is he?
And then suddenly Clover said, I think Zero is one of us. And Junpei said,
well that's possible. Well that's possible.
Huh?
Like Clover said, Zero might be one of us.
One of us. One of us.
What are you saying, Jumpy?
Sorry, I had to lock the door
hear
after
what-
my brother left.
You're good.
Oh,
Oh no, all the murderers are gonna know I'm home alone. Ah!
Exactly.
I'm coming to murder you.
Exactly to plan.
I said we shouldn't suspect one another for no reason.
No reason? I've got a great reason.
Drink water, everybody.
What's that?
The bracelets.
He held out his left arm.
Why are the bombs in our bodies connected to the bracelets? You're all thinking Zero's hiding somewhere, watching us, right? If he's doing that, then he could just detonate the bombs by remote control if someone did something they weren't supposed to do. Close enough.
Yeah.
It would be a lot more precise and a lot easier. But if that's the case, then why is the bomb set off by the detonator in the bracelet?
Huh. You got a point.
I'm not done.
I hope so. Oh.
Try applying the same ideas to the Nonary game. All of the puzzles here are run by themselves. In other words, Zero doesn't have to be controlling them for the game to move forward. Why is that? Why would Zero bother to do something like that?
Junpei let the question hang in the air, and then looked at the others. It was Santa who answered.
So let's say you and Clover are right. Zero's one of us. If that's the case, then it'd be really hard for him to keep track of all of us, or control anything remotely. That's why all the puzzles run by themselves. That's what you're getting at, right?
Yeah.
Junpei nodded.
7. When we were talking earlier, you said any one of us could be Snake's killer, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Alright then. I've got a question for you, Ace. You said something like, Zero must be the one who killed Snake, right?
Yeah, something like that. That was a pretty good impression of me. You should be a voice actor. 5. I can't think of any other explanation.
So what do we get if we combine those? They fit together pretty well, I think. And you said I wasn't sharp. Something like this. Whoever killed Snake equals 0 equals one of us. 7 and Ace's theories aren't mutually exclusive. They actually complement each other pretty well. At least they do if 0 is one of us.
No one spoke. Their faces were grim, but Junpei wasn't sure if they believed him or not. Finally, Lotus spoke up.
What were his motives?
His motives?
Yes. Isn't that pretty important? Why would Zero want to hide as one of us?
Because he gets off on it, duh. Oh. Well, that's because,
Junpei choked. He hadn't thought of that, and he had to be honest with himself. He had no idea.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed.
Well, so much for making a persuasive argument, Junpei.
In other words, you had only circumstantial evidence.
I don't really think that's enough to go on, you know?
Junpei was painfully aware of their eyes on him, and their disapproval.
Why would nobody else think that, like, he just gets off on, like, being psychotic?
People are weird. He tried to find something else, anything else to look at. Just when he felt he could bear it no longer.
Saved by the bell.
Saved by the fast dialogue.
Oh.
Though you have a
until
line,
here.
Seth.
Oh, wow. Then we need to move now. 7, Clover, Junpei. I know how you feel, but you do understand that right now, it's important we trust one another, don't you?
Junpei couldn't bring himself to respond. He swallowed the words he wanted to say and sighed. 7 and Clover remained similarly silent. Their eyes were looking at something else, something somewhere else, very far away. And then the dialogue happened. They stood in front of the elevators next to the stairs that led to the casino in the kitchen. Between the two elevators was a card reader with the Mercury symbol engraved on it. Junpei stood in front of it with the Mercury key card. He found the card while investigating the shower room. He took a deep breath and slid the card through the reader. It made a small beep, and the lights on the blinker blinked to life. Now they were ready. 7 people, including Junpei, climbed onto the elevator. Hello, elevator.
Hello, Voltage, said the elevator.
There were only 2 floor buttons they could push. The C and bottom buttons. The rest were destroyed, or did nothing when pushed. Junpei hit the bottom button. Santa.
Wait, guys, what's the
orgasmed.
maximum size limit for this?
The door closed.
Oh, crap.
And plummeted to their death because the capacity was for 6 people.
That's funny.
Oh, crap.
Slowly, they began to move downward. Sometime later, all 7 of them stepped off the elevator and onto the bottom deck. They stepped off and saw that the hallway to their right ended somewhere between 20 and 25 feet from them. The hallway in front of them was a dead end, but not a regular dead end.
A cool dead end.
This is a numbered door.
Yeah. It's door 2.
Immediately, they began to discuss who would go through it. Their earlier experiences had shown them that they would meet again, regardless of which numbered doors they took. As a result, there were no arguments this time. Instead, they concerned themselves with who would be sent in to investigate what was beyond door 2. The door. The first volunteer was 7. Junpei followed suit, which meant Lotus was, by default, the third member. 5 plus 7 plus 8 is 20. 2 plus 0 is 2. Oh, that's you, sorry.
All right, we're taking off.
Okay. Please be careful.
Jesus, you two are acting like you're married, you know that?
June blushed. So did Junpei. Perhaps in an attempt to hide his emotions, he quickly turned away to pull the lever on the red. And away they went! The door opened. As they'd come to expect, there appeared to be a short hallway on the other side.
All right, let's go.
Lotus was the first through the door. 7 was next, and Junpei brought up the rear. June's rear.
Whoa!
Fortunately,
I missed all of my lines just because I was letting my brother out.
yeah. Fortunately, it took them only moments to find the dead. It had been placed just inside the room, right next to the numbered door. They gathered around it and quickly scanned each of their bracelets. And they did it. It's... sorry.
It stopped.
Yep.
Yeah. It stopped.
Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. 7 and Lotus were breathing hard and fast. It was the third time they'd been through the process, but they had yet to grow accustomed to it. Not that Junpei wanted to. He planned to finish the game before he got a chance to let imminent death become commonplace. Junpei looked around again. It was a short hallway with 5 doors along the walls. There were 3 doors along the left wall, and a single one on the right. At the end of the hallway of the 5th door was covered by a thick metal plate. Junpei didn't think they'd be able to open it. After taking a look around the room himself, 7 spoke.
All right, let's get started. I think we'd better split up. You two okay with that?
Yes, no problem.
Sure thing.
7 nodded to them and stepped into the room closest to him. Lotus looked at the doors for a moment, then headed for the one in the center. At last, Junpei was alone.
Well, I guess I'd better get started too.
He looked intently at the remaining 3 doors. All right. We got ourselves another escape. Before we start this escape, though, I am going to get a refill on water and everything. Right. So if you need, we will pause here for a moment.
Yeah, I need to go to the bathroom.
Yep. I would say at this point, if you, for those of you who aren't involved in this escape or other ones, if you have to leave, this is probably going to be a good time.
Wait, who's in? Oh yeah.
Yeah. So. And if you have to go and everything anyway, that's fine too. I'm not keeping you at all. I'm mainly talking to Seth because I don't think Ace is going to be relevant again for a little while. So, with that in mind, we're going to go to the BRB. We'll be right back. I'm going to deafen myself, and yeah, we'll be back in a bit.
Okie dokie.
This episode of 999 is brought to you by the unsolved mystery of the man in the cylinder. You curious about what that is? It's a real thing. You should check it out for yourself. Dude fucking got found in a cylinder. It's really weird. He was like fully clothed and everything. Body in the cylinder, found in Liverpool in 1945. Cause of death is a mystery, but the body was thought to be there for over 60 years. Anyway, just a fun little tidbit for you to think about. We'll be right back. got an email today from my doctor. I'd gone to the doctor because I woke up one morning and I looked out my window. It was really weird. Actually, I think this is something I better share with everyone too. Just so they know. There's nothing to be alarmed about, but anyway. In 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beep. Hi, everybody. I was just telling chat. So I actually got an email today from like a doctor, right? Because I'd gone to the doctor a little bit ago earlier in the week, and they said that my my treatment plan was doing well. But the reason I'd gone there in the first place was just because of the fact that like when I woke up, I actually looked out my window. And I was thinking about the lake outside my window, and I was like, wow, it's a really nice lake. It's just really. I was just like,
What's happening?
I was really. It's just a really nice lake, and like I was going about my e-learning stuff, and I was just thinking about like, man, I would really like to just be out on that lake right now, and then like, Aaron, I didn't tell you this, but like last night when we were hanging out, I was like, all I could think about was going fishing, basically, right? I was like, I just want to have a pole in my hand.
Oh my god,
and
you're the
you
worst.
actually got a picture of me doing that, and like I was going catfishing and everything, and like
You really did?
I got the email today saying it's satisfying. It's good enough to satisfy what he has called chronic fishing disease, and all I need to do is I just need to have a pole in my hand and go fishing for Aaron's cat, and I can just go catfishing, and it's good. And then that way, I'll have a pole in my hand while I'm watching shows, and I can just play with the cat, but also feel like I'm fishing. So life is good. Anyway, we have an escape to do.
Was there like a joke there?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The whole
I've-
thing was
Like
a joke.
a punchline? Or...
Yeah, I have chronic fishing disease.
Okay.
CFD is not a joke.
CFD is not a joke, Elena.
It's a serious illness.
It's a serious illness. Look, there's another toilet with a sun sign on it.
A symbol on the toilet lid, huh? Seems a little fishy to me.
Fish?
Okay.
Hello, Luke.
You son of a bitch.
It's a sun symbol, but it doesn't look like the ones on the doors.
That's kind of frustrating, isn't it? Let's look at the toilet paper.
A toilet paper tube, huh? I seriously doubt I'm gonna need this for anything.
That's fine. But
Well, this part is thinner than the rest. In fact, this doesn't really look like it's part of the rest of this thing. This rod feels loose. Maybe if I give it a couple of turns.
Crank that rod.
Here we go.
Turn that loose rod.
Tighten it.
oh yeah, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Right hand rule.
Hey, this is a screwdriver shaft?
Yeah.
Screwdriver. It's missing the handle though. Even if we run into a screw, it fits. We're gonna have a hard time of it without a handle. I mean, it won't be impossible, but it'll
Well,
give us blisters on our hands.
If we can find
won't
a
be pleasant.
handle, maybe then it'll do us some good.
All right, yeah. So we are in what the game calls the confinement room, by the way. So that's it's pretty
Pleasant.
pretty cool. Let's pull the chain.
Hey, this handle's pretty loose.
A7.
Loose?
Yeah, loose.
You think it'll come off if you pull on it?
All right, we got it.
It fell off. Huh. Look at this. That handle doesn't really fit on the string. Maybe if it wasn't meant to be attached. Maybe it wasn't meant to be attached to it.
All right. Ah, let's see. Look at this is a baby. Oh, looks like it's if I combine this guy with that guy.
So if I just stick this metal rod into the handle.
And now I have a screwdriver.
Thank God it's the right kind of screwdriver for that screw. Awesome. We can totally use this.
Damn, this screwdriver looks like a soldering iron. You think it's some sort of industrial grade screwdriver? Guess that doesn't really matter. Anyway, so long as we've got this thing, we can unscrew any Phillips screws we run into.
It's a Phillips head screwdriver with a long rod. Should deal with any Phillips screws we run into.
All right, I don't think there's any.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I don't think there's any funny dialogue there. Let me just verify that. Ah, yes, and then there's a desk with a drawer. Hey, 7.
Huh? What the hell? It's not opening.
There's something up with this drawer. I don't trust it.
All right, well, let's tap the desk so we can get
I
the
don't
screws.
trust it.
We can screw out these screws.
Sweet, got the screws off.
Now we can open the drawer.
That was awfully convenient. Ah,
There's nothing in here.
Well, maybe the drawer's what we need.
The drawer, huh?
All right, let's yank the thing out. Woo.
Wow.
Such a hard word, let's. There's a bump on the back.
hey, just like me.
I wonder what it's for.
Maybe there's a hole somewhere, and those bumps line up with it and trigger a hidden switch or something. A Nintendo Switch. Only on the Nintendo Switch. Hey, we've seen weirder stuff. Doesn't seem that far-fetched.
Yeah, you're certainly right about that. All right, let's get out of this room. There's nothing cool here. Let's look at the ceiling.
It's a ceiling. I've seen a lot of ceilings in my time. I'd say this one rates about a 3.5.
Ah, yes.
Is that even a joke?
No, it's just funny dialogue.
No, it's not.
Does
It's just
Junpei
so
does
annoying.
does Junpei have chronic ceiling disease?
Oh man. Wait, I missed something funny. Wait. I think this is the one. Let me just quickly look at the desk here. No, okay, never mind. Okay, I was thinking about a different desk. There's a desk with some really funny dialogue in it. Anyway, maybe it's this desk. Let's see. Examine.
This is a very simple desk. It looks like it was made from leftover scrap wood.
All right, let's open the drawer. What's inside the drawer?
There's nothing in the drawer.
Yeah.
There's nothing in my drawers.
Something's not right, though. That handle on the drawer doesn't really fit, you know? It just looks messy.
Why don't you take it out?
Yeah, why don't I take it out?
Why don't I take it out? Good point.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Why don't I check it out?
So, there's a mirror on the other side of this drawer. Interesting. It's kind of an odd shape, and it looks like someone attached the handle with a screw. After the fact.
All right, well then that's easy. We combine this and that.
If I use this screwdriver on the screw on the center of the handle, maybe I can squeak, squeak, squeak.
Ah, damn it! I missed some funny dialogue. God damn it!
Aww.
Ah, God.
All right, restart the game.
Yeah,
from
it's
scratch.
okay. It's fine.
If you take the handle off, it's just a big mirror. Usually you'd use a mirror to reflect something, but I can't see how that would help us here.
What else can I do with it?
Well, it'd be really pretty if we shatter it.
Yeah, you're psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If you investigate the screwdriver with Lotus, she says something funny about Seven.
Oh.
What did she say?
She says something about the lines like, we can do something with... I don't know. Anyway.
That bed looks cold.
Yes.
Luke, I like that. If Junpei dies at the end of this, it's clear that the joke was sealing his fate. I like
Pretty
it.
sure.
Oh.
Pretty sure you'd freeze to death in the winter.
Woofda.
No kidding. If I tried to sleep here, my skin would dry out in no time.
Is that all you care about?
Yes.
Well, it's not like you're that young anymore. That shouldn't really matter.
Wow, fuck you.
Ready to get bitch slapped again?
My, Junpei, aren't you lucky? It seems you'll die before you have a chance to grow old and hideous.
I'm sorry. You're right. Dry skin is a woman's worst enemy.
Yes.
What the fuck?
What the heck?
Let's look
You
at,
left her to die.
let's
and
look
now
at this
you're
toilet.
insulting her.
I mean, she
Leave
got
her to
over it pretty
die.
quick. You know, if I were Lotus the whole time, the only thing I was saying, Junpei, hey, Junpei, really cool how you almost let me die back there. You remember when you
Yeah,
almost let me
seriously.
die? Like, not even an hour ago. You left me to die, Junpei. You left me to die.
Oh, yeah.
This
Me
toilet
too.
is disgusting. You don't expect me to touch that thing, do you?
You're gonna touch it and you're gonna like it.
If you don't want to, then I'll do it. All right.
Search the
Lotus is
toilet.
like, "Listen, I can forgive you for
I
leaving me for dead.
refuse to touch this. I refuse.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't want to touch it. Ever.
Yeah, you're psycho for sure. It's a very, very old toilet.
She's a hypochondriac.
Apparently, Lotus refuses to touch it ever.
A moon? What a filthy, disgusting moon.
Yeah, it's pretty filthy, but it's a precious hint. Let's remember it, all right?
Ah,
No.
yes.
I don't want to.
Hang on, let me, Okay, there's one other fun thing. If you take
I
the,
shall never touch it, not even if we were in a game of death where we were trapped on the ship and some of us will die if we do not
Okay,
cooperate.
Rarity.
Never!
Hey, Rarity.
Drawer with a mirror on the back of it, huh? Don't think it'll do us any good here.
Well, you see a mirror to reflect things. Can you think of any other uses for it?
Well, if you asked Lotus, she'd probably tell you it'd be real shiny and pretty if we broke it.
Yeah, because she's
Why is
psycho.
that a thing
Because she
that
said
they know
that
about her?
earlier. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, so there's good dialogue. There's one other really good piece of dialogue that we'll get to in just a moment. Anyway, so now let's continue with this puzzle, right? Let's put the drawer from the first place in there.
Oh.
Well, we took the
Sorry.
drawer out, but nothing happened or
Twitched.
something.
I twitched.
Of course. There's no way you could hide a puzzle in something that small.
Yeah, I know. Still.
Idiot.
Still seems like they might try to... Huh? What's that? It looks like there's something... Huh?
Not me. I don't know why I thought
It looks like there's something in there.
that.
Damn, no dice. Doesn't matter what angle I get.
Oh, fuck, sorry.
Man.
Doesn't matter what angle I got at it from. I can't see anything in there.
All right, I need to put the
Ah ha
this
ha.
on.
Sounded like something falling. What was that?
I heard it too. Let's open the drawer.
Open the drawer. Get the thing. We got a tile. Look at the tile.
Oh, look at the tiles. It's got a number on it.
What is this tile for? Red, blue, gray, several lines in each color. What does it mean?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Alright, well, that's useful. Anyway, so now we can continue exploring this room. Let's look at the sink. Oh, it looks like there's a little thing on the bed here. That's kind of
It's like
interesting.
a little waterfall.
What's the little thing on the bed?
Sweet. The handle I got off that drawer fits onto the faucet perfectly. Now I can turn the water on.
Let's turn on the water.
Junpei, what are you doing?
It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I'm running the water.
I can see that. I'm asking you why you're just letting it run like that.
Think about it, Lotus.
There's a blue flow thing right on the mirror, of course.
This faucet didn't have a knob when we found it, right?
What do you mean?
Just watch. Anytime now.
Hey, water's filling up. Doesn't that just mean the pipes are clogged?
Whoops, let's turn it off for now.
Alright, cool.
So, did anything change?
The water stopped flowing.
Thank you, Mr. Obvious.
That's Captain Obvious. I didn't serve in the obvious military to be called Mister.
Junpei, I'm leaving this one to you, alright?
Alright. Alright. Now we go back to the other room, and we go into here, and we look at the sink that has the swirly thing, and wouldn't you know, there's another tile.
Is this the show tune part?
No. It's just me trying to. It's just like, you know, when I walk down my hallways by myself, I have to whistle to myself.
We have
Otherwise,
to
I get
schedule
really
that,
weird.
by the way.
Yeah, I know. We're working on it.
I don't think.
We're working on it. I'm working on it.
I'm working on
I
it.
don't think we are.
Take a look at this tile here. See, if you look real close, the 3 red lines here on top past are dead.
Other ones.
I'm on my game tonight, guys.
That's all right.
The red lines?
Yeah, it looks like a 14.
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
Junpei put the wet tile into his pocket. He was about to turn away when there was a noise behind him. He spun around to see Seven kneeling on the floor. His face was rigid and pale. Droplets of sweat covered his forehead.
Hey, what's going on? You okay, man?
He was concerned. He'd never seen Seven like this before. Slowly, the other man lifted himself to his feet on shaky legs.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just got a little dizzy, that's all.
His face was pale and his breathing was heavy. Sweat was pouring off his face and staining his shirt. He was many things, but fine was not one of them.
Damn, he looking fine.
Are you... Are you sure? You don't look so good.
Seven didn't answer. Half of his face was twisted, as if distorted by extreme pain, and his eyes were glazed. Finally, he spoke.
What am I doing here?
His words made no sense.
What are you talking about? We opened the number 2 door and walked in here. Don't tell me you forgot.
No, that's not what I mean.
He shook his head several times, as if trying to clear something from it.
It ain't much, but I think some of my memories came back. I think I've been here before.
Huh?
I said I've been in this room before.
You were here? When? Why?
Howie. Light. Nona.
Suddenly, Seven was mumbling to himself. They were words Junpei didn't understand. Seven's hoarse voice trailed off, and Junpei couldn't make out a whinny of what he had said.
What the hell was that?
Seven's brow furrowed furiously, and he ground his teeth back and forth.
It's right there. I feel like I'm this close to remembering everything, but I just can't.
Seven stopped, frustrated. He pulled his hat off and ran a hand through his hair. Then, suddenly, he looked up, his eyes wide.
That's right! An experiment! There was some kind of experiment going on in this ship!
An experiment? What sort of experiment?
They were trying to control people. Or something like that.
Junpei didn't know what to make of Seven's story. Instead, he simply stared as Seven continued.
Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were in there. In the experiment, I mean. I think they were 4 or 5 more. But I don't remember all their names. Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm here.
Seven began to mumble to himself and wander aimlessly about the room. He looked confused. So far, as Junpei could tell, the man was simply rambling, and there were odd twitches to his movements.
Experiment. Cradle Pharmaceutical. Those kidnapped kids. Was I working that case?
Seven continued to mumble to himself about things that meant nothing to Junpei. Junpei didn't have any answers for him, of course. He couldn't understand what was happening to Seven. All he could do was wait. After a few minutes, Seven finally stopped. He crouched down and looked under the bed. His face registered mild surprise, and he began to mumble to himself again.
The hole's gone. No. Maybe it was a different room. There's gotta be a ton of rooms like this. Rooms on this boat they'll look just like this one.
At last, Junpei could contain himself no longer.
Hey, what exactly do you remember? Well, maybe you could stop talking like a crazy person and tell me what's going on here?
Seven stood up, slowly.
Well, it's not like I really remember everything. I've only got bits and pieces, and they're scattered and don't make much sense.
I don't care. Tell me the bits and pieces then.
Junpei could feel it. Whatever Seven had remembered, it was important. Very important. Seven drew a large, muscled hand down across his face. As he wiped the sweat from his brow, he spoke.
From what I can remember, I think I was a cop.
A cop?
Yeah. I was looking for that group of kids that got kidnapped 9 years ago. You remember that, right? It was all over the news.
Yeah. I was still in school. I don't remember all the details, but I do remember some of it. I think it was a bunch of kids right around my age. They all just disappeared. Nobody knew why. It was all over TV and the newspapers every day. So you're saying you were investigating it?
Yeah. That's what it looks like. And I guess I found something. There was this medical company called Cradle Pharmaceutical that had something to do with those kids. After I figured that out, I managed to get some information out of somebody who worked for them.
Yeah, you can keep reading. This is you.
They told me a ship will be leaving that night with all the kids on it. They were going to be taken to some kind of big passenger ship somewhere out on the ocean.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, and so Seven headed to the wharf. He kept to the shadows, and before long found the suspicious ship he'd been looking for. There were a number of human shapes moving near the ship. They were men in black suits. Many of them were carrying large bags onto the ship. The bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried. There could be no mistake. There were human beings in those bags. He had moved before he even realized he was going to. Out of the shadows, he came, his gun already in hand. He heard the words, "Don't move!" but they weren't his. He felt metal touch the back of his head. "Drop your gun," came the cold voice from behind him. With the words, he felt the cold metal thing behind him press against his skull. Slowly, Seven crouched down and laid his hand on his gun on the ground. Then suddenly, he felt a sharp pain in his neck. A needle. Was it some sort of drug? As he was thinking about that, Seven felt his face hit the cold concrete beneath him. He could feel the chill of it seeping into him.
Ugh, damn it. Shit. My head hurts.
Seven woke to find himself lying on a hard floor. He twisted his neck to peer around the room.
Where am I?
There was a small, shabby bed and a dirty sink. A toilet with no stall or privacy of any sort. As a cop, it was a place Seven had seen all too often.
I'm in a cell, huh?
Opposite the toilet was a door set into the wall. Seven struggled to his feet and hobbled toward it. He gave the door a good shove, then another, and then tried pulling it. Good night, Captain Rex.
Good night, Captain Rex.
Good night, Captain Rex.
It didn't open. Well, that was about what he had expected. It wasn't likely that someone would put him in a cell only to leave it unlocked. He threw himself against the door a few times, but to no avail.
I knew it.
Seven grumbled to himself as he moved back toward the bed. He sat down. He sat there for a very long time. Just how long, he wasn't sure. At last, he began to nod off, and had nearly fallen asleep when he was roused by a distant voice. Someone do a kid voice.
I can do a kid.
Giggles, you do this.
There's over. It's 9. It's over 9,000.
The voice was far away.
The classic.
It was over 9,000! And very far away.
1,000?
Seven couldn't understand what it was saying. Nonetheless, it was a voice, and a high one, most likely a child. His eyes shot open. Another kid voice. Someone not Giggles.
You're kidding?
As he listened, he could pick out several different distinct voices. There were at least 5 or 6, or possibly more.
Possibly
Where were the
9?
voices coming from?
Hmm.
He looked around the room frantically. Perhaps the door? No! That wasn't it. Someone else. Kid voice.
What? Go. Ow?
Was it coming from the left? Was it coming from under the bed? He grabbed the bed and flipped it up with ease. There it was. There was a hole for ventilation in the wall where the bed had been, covered by a metal grate. Seven lay down on his stomach and peered through the grate. He couldn't see anything. It was too dark. Now that he'd found it, however, there could be no doubt. This was the source of the voices. For a moment, he was confused. Why were there children nearby? Then he remembered what the man from Cradle Pharmaceutical had told him. And he saw Seven venting. How a ship could take the kidnapped children from the wharf to a waiting passenger liner out in the ocean? Was Seven on that passenger liner? It didn't matter. What mattered was that he had to find a way to find the children. Seven looked at the metal grate. Could he fit through that hole? He stuck his fingers through the grate and grabbed a hold of it.
Hey, how do you like that, you son of a bitch?
The dark square sat open before him. Seven wiped the sweat from his forehead and crawled inside. Junpei waited for Seven to resume his story. The longer he waited, however, the clearer it became that Seven had no intention of doing so. He had gone silent and simply stared off into thin air, into the air, his eyes blank.
Hey, what happened after that?
He'd waited long enough, but Seven shook his head.
I don't remember what happens after that. I think I found some kind of door out of the duct. And I think I found some kids, too. Oh, man. Why can't I remember what happened next?
Oh, man. What happened to the kids, Seven? Did you save them?
I don't know. I don't know if it was me. I've got this feeling. I think one of the kids died. A girl, I think.
Huh?
Deep in his heart, Junpei felt something very cold. Seven's head dropped, and Junpei saw on it a look of sadness the likes of which he had never seen on the man before. The large man's eyes blinked rapidly, as if he were fighting back tears, and he swallowed hard. His sigh was like the melancholy of the setting of an old abandoned building. He shook his head and spoke.
Anyway, just please don't ask me anymore, okay? I really don't want to remember anything else.
After that, Junpei could hardly try to force any answers out of the other man. There was nothing more he could do. Instead, Junpei turned his mind to trying to make sense of what Seven had told him. The children who had been kidnapped 9 years before. Apparently, a company called Cradle Pharmaceutical had been behind the kidnappings and had taken the children to the ship they were now on now. They had been brought to the ship for an experiment. Something to do with controlling human beings, Seven had said. The 16 children who had been kidnapped were the subjects for the experiment. Seven had said that 3 of their names were Aoi, Light, and Nona.
Aoi?
That was the new information. He had also learned that Seven was, or had been, a police officer. Still, there was little he could do with this new information. He'd learned nothing about the nonary game or Zero. He had no idea why they had been brought to the ship that had been the site of those experiments 9 years before. Junpei couldn't forget what Seven had said the purpose of the experiment had been. To control human beings. Could such an absurd experiment really have been conducted? Before long, Junpei realized he'd spent quite some time deep in thought. No time for that, he chided himself. He had work to do. Junpei shook his head quickly to clear it and returned to his investigation, thoughts swirling in his mind. Maybe? Luke, you should DM me any questions you have related to things. We went through doors... For the first playthrough we went through door 4, 8, and 6, and now we have gone through door 5, door 3, and now door 2. Anyway, that's plot.
Alright.
That's plot. What'd you guys think?
Good stuff.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, I don't know if it's related to what we're doing, but I'd like to know if it does.
Yeah, it's interesting.
If it's a room similar to this one, it's probably likely that this has happened here.
I'm curious about like how long ago this happened.
9 years ago.
You know? Okay, it was 9 years ago.
Oh god.
Oh,
9
wait,
years.
that's right. That's right.
The death
They
is
said that
all
multiple
empty.
times. Also,
Yeah.
everything is 9 in this game.
It sure did.
Yeah.
It sure did. I
Yeah.
was writing out a list of cat sitting duties for Voltage when he cat sits my cat
is-
this weekend. So
that is also
you
true.
know, it's doing way more important things. Because my first thought is Zero one of those kids? Is he grown up now and out for revenge?
Now
I
he's
mean,
taking
maybe,
revenge.
I don't know.
maybe he's like an 18-year-old kid using a voice thing.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't, I mean, I'm a 22-year-old voice actor. It could be like a 22-year-old or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I could have 22-year-old.
Anyway, because as we all know, Voltage's sound of Zero is pitch perfect to the canon voice.
It is, actually.
Yeah.
It's
Of
very
Zero.
close. It is very close, actually.
This
Anyway.
desk is old and rusty. This
Wait,
desk
where's
is
the-
old and
Where's
rusty.
the fucking thing? There's a funny bit with this desk. Where is it?
Drawer.
God damn it! No matter how hard I pull on this damn thing, it won't budge! Guess I won't be opening this anytime soon. It doesn't look like it's got a keyhole, and there doesn't seem to be anything stopping it. How the hell am I supposed to open it? A drawer that doesn't open? I wonder if this is part of a puzzle.
All right. All right.
Break
So
the desk.
Yeah.
Break the desk.
Say it louder, Alex.
Break the desk.
Oh, shoot.
I can just barely see a mirror from the light coming through the ceiling. Sure would be nice if that mirror was a little lower down. Looks like this is almost the same height as the mirror on the right. I wonder if that means anything.
yeah, you bet it does. It's the drawer without a handle.
Oh yeah! We can probably use this mirror to reflect the light. Now I just gotta figure out where to reflect the light. Maybe if I go somewhere that's a little easier to shine light on.
Let's shine it on that one.
When I shine light on the mirror in the back,
Oh,
is that a number?
Where's my paper?
So if I shine light on this mirror, then I get to see some numbers. I can see a 4 on the left and a 7 on the right. 4 and 7.
And if I shine it on that one.
So if I shine this light on the mirror in back.
Oh.
Okay. I get it.
Sorry, writing it down.
If I shine light on a mirror, a symbol appears. The left one has a sun, and the right one's got a moon symbol. I'm gonna remember this. Or rather, Voltage will remember it for me.
Yes, because I wrote it down. Toilet.
Toilet paper. It's still white enough for me to know what it is, even in the dark. There's nothing out of the ordinary about it.
14 equals E.
It says 14 equals E in red. I think I saw 14 in red somewhere else. Was it on something I'm carrying around with me?
Whoa, Adam had it all along. Look, it's a 14 there. And a 14 there.
You didn't even have to go through all that traumatic remembering shit.
Hey, that's hexadecimal. Thanks, game.
Oh, no, not hexadecimal.
Ah, yes, hexadecimal.
Please, no, anything but hexadecimal.
All right. So if we go back here, and it said 4 and 7, let's...
The only thing you can manipulate in this room is that string. Chances are they made this puzzle so someone wouldn't trigger it by accident. I guess I should just keep pulling on this thing then? Alright, here goes. Second pull. Third pull.
4. All right.
One more.
Did you just hear something?
I did, but it doesn't look like anything's happened here.
Huh, wonder what that sound was.
All right. Now we go to the next room. And we go and flush another toilet.
Ah, yes. Progression.
So this is what the moon symbol was pointing to, huh? They probably made it so that someone wouldn't trigger it by accident. If that's the case... Second time.
My favorite thing about this game is puzzles that involve flushing toilets.
And a third time. Fourth time. Fifth time. This is the 6th consecutive time.
7 times.
7.
There's that sound again. It happens whenever I pull that string a couple of times.
Or Elena.
Junpei,
Cool.
did you hear something from the other room?
The other room? You mean from the dark room?
Sorry about that.
You're
Forgot I was
good.
muted.
You're good. That's fine. Let's go back to the dark room. And we'll go in the door. And we'll go check out the drawer. And we'll open the drawer and look.
Well, this drawer opens easily enough.
I got more 14 tiles. All right.
There's nothing left in the desk. There's nothing special about this desk, although I'm sure its parents thought differently.
Nothing special about the
Okay.
desk. All right. Now, let's go to this door.
Okay. Well, it looks like we've investigated all of the rooms. The only mystery left is that door.
All right, let's crack that mystery then.
We've got 4 tiles.
And there are a bunch of tiles that are the same size up on the wall here.
So if we replace 4 of the tiles on the wall with the ones we've got, that should open the door. Well, there's only one way to find out.
All right. Let's replace the E's.
E.
I did it!
E.
E.
Hey, did you just hear something unlock?
E.
Does that mean we got it right?
Yes, it looks like we did. The 14 hidden on the tile.
O-E.
If you could convert that to hexadecimal, it's an E.
Yeah, hexadecimal.
That's dumb.
Hey, Seven.
Basically the E's in emergence are the 14s from the tiles. So if we replace it, that gives up the answer.
Why would you hexadecimal?
Do you really care why it worked? Let's just get out of here.
All right, let's do it.
Yes! Let's go.
Let's go! You found it!
Yay!
Hooray! We found it! Wow. They passed through the open door and headed to the next room. Junpei jogged down the short staircase and looked around.
Oh.
What the hell is this place?
The words had sprung unbidden to his lips, but it was clear why. Junpei shivered. Lotus and Seven reached the bottom of the stairs and stopped short, terrified.
This room is really creepy.
I think we ought to get the hell out of here, now.
He jogged up the stairs on the opposite side of the room and shook the door on the wall next to the catwalk. It didn't open, and he muttered to himself.
Figures.
It's locked, isn't it?
Yep. Don't know why I thought this one be any different.
Junpei looked around the room again. In the center of it was a chair. The back of it was covered with electrodes connected to a nest of wires. Beneath it was a strange glass panel. Junpei wasn't sure what it was for, but it made him uncomfortable. Whatever might have been beyond the glass, Junpei couldn't tell. It was too dark. Junpei turned to look at the right side of the room. There was a table covered with a piece of cloth. Parts of the cloth were stained with something that looked suspiciously like blood. On top of the table, there were a number of metal instruments. Junpei didn't know what they were for, and he had a feeling he didn't want to find out. His mind began to imagine what could have taken place in that dark, cold room. The things he imagined were not pleasant. Junpei shook his head in an attempt to clear it, and tried to focus on something else.
Anyway, we don't want to stay here any longer than we gotta. Let's figure out the puzzle and get the hell out of here.
One sec.
Come on. Seek a way out.
Sorry, I'm responding to a DM about some voiceover potential work.
Look at you.
Look at me. Look at me. Oh, I'm getting fucking things on stream. Nah, this is the torture room. All right. The torture room. So this one can be really tedious if you don't know what to do. But when you do know what to do, it's not the worst thing in the world. So I'm just going to get through this one kind of quickly, because I don't like this one very much.
Oh no, we lost one.
Oh no, who'd we lose? Oh, we lost Alex. Alex. That's okay. That's okay. This.
Yeah, who liked him anyway?
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Anyway, let's grab the wrench. Look at this wrench.
Bad man.
This wrench looks brand new.
Hey, Lotus.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine.
Considering where we found it, I have to wonder how it was used.
Knock it off. I don't want to think about that.
Alex is back. Shoot, forget what I said.
You've already seen plenty of things that are a lot more cruel than that.
What the? She is psycho, dang.
1 sec, sorry. All right. Okay, there we go. When they send. This is a weird thing to get on stream DMs, but it's not the weirdest thing I've had people tell me on stream. So, anyway.
Oh. Okay. You're unexpectedly sensitive.
Come on, let's not talk about stuff that doesn't matter, okay? We need to find somewhere where we can use this thing.
All right, back away from the table, and let's go back. Let's go. Where do I go? This thing. I have to unscrew bolt.
The cover's bolted on pretty good. Should be able to get those bolts off with this wrench we just found, though.
Yes.
Sweet, it's open. There's a metal pipe connected to a big tank-like thing.
What on earth is hitting that pipe supposed to accomplish?
Typo! Typo!
What are Earth?
What are Earth?
I'm trying to find out if it's hollow.
999's asking the real question.
What are Earth?
What did you find out?
What did find out, Earth? Good night, Snake's friend.
I found out that I don't know enough about pipes to know if it's hollow or not.
What are Earth come from?
What are Earth?
This handrail runs all the way from the entrance.
It doesn't go down one side of the stairs.
Ah, yes. And then we have to look in the hole.
The hole's too small. You can't see in, even with the cover off.
I disagree.
Well, you can't see in, but I think there's enough room to stick your arm in.
Are you sure you want to do that? There could be something dangerous in there.
I'm a man, we do that kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah, can't you see his testosterone?
Boys' night.
Okay.
Boys' night.
I
Boys'
admit
night. No, that's
scares me a
Tuesdays.
little.
Tuesdays, boys' night.
Tuesdays, boys.
But we need to see if there's anything useful in there. Alright, here we go. Arm into the hole.
National Treasure 2.
Hey, I think I can feel something. It's small, cold, and hard. Doesn't feel like there's anything else in here. Alright, let's see what this thing is.
It's a key. A sun key.
Key with the sun symbol on it.
We should be able to open the other door with this.
Yeah, but we gotta get out of this room before we can do that.
And we're probably gonna need the sun key to do that.
But none of the doors in this room have keyholes. I think we gotta use it on something that's not a door.
Modus. She's not a door.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
You're right. You're right.
Let's look at
Now
it.
that I think about it, she's not.
First,
a
we
doll.
gotta figure out what are sun.
Yeah, exactly. These cables are really complicated. Does this thing really need all these cables?
Maybe they're for adjusting the voltage, you know?
Oh no!
Adjusting
he did it!
Oh, what are
If you
voltage?
power just one cable, then the voltage is low, and then he starts thinking about fishing and stuff. You turn on more cables if you want more voltage.
You want more of me? Turn on more cables.
You want more voltage?
That, or you could subscribe using Twitch Prime.
If you pump electricity through all 10 cables, that'd probably be enough to electrocute someone. Oh man, just thinking about that scares the crap out of me. So I guess we were thinking the same thing. Let's just try not to do that anymore, okay?
Yeah.
Let's try not to think about this.
There's something about those cables that creeps me out. They feel heavy.
Oh yeah.
I don't like that.
Oh yeah.
This sun key should fit into the keyhole on these manacles. Lotus, you want to do the honors? All right, sun key, in you go. And yes. Great, they're open. I don't think we're gonna need the sun key again in here though. Just seems unlikely. All right, sun key, you've done your job. Into my pocket with you.
All right.
Well, they're open. What are you gonna do now?
Duh, strap Lotus in. Let's just look around some more. I got a feeling that something will happen.
Right. We should try and figure out what that device over in the corner is for, at any rate.
Let's do that.
There's something on the screen.
This device will conduct the experiment. Once the experiment has been completed, the door will unlock. First, adjust the switches to match the blocks in the sample above.
Huh? I don't know what this thing is, but we gotta figure out this puzzle.
It's right next to a torture chair. Whatever it is, I don't think it's good.
Anyway, we just adjust the switches to match the blocks up on top, right?
You adjust the switches shown at the four corners of the screen, then press the check button. Junpei, we don't know what this thing does. You can always come back to it later. There are lots of other things you could do.
Yeah, but what the heck is going on here?
A brain?
A brain?
This is just like when you learn how to type in the SpongeBob SquarePants typing program and you brain.
So the idea is, how do we get this to match? This is hard. I don't know.
If you keep fiddling with the switches, it'll happen eventually.
Yeah. Hang on, I want to turn them up. And if I remember right, it's this. There we go. There we go. That was easy. I did it! Adjustment is completed. Now proceeding to the execution phase. To complete the experiment, data must be collected from subject. Once preparation is finished, placed subject in chair.
Whoa, I thought we solved the puzzle already. What does it mean by preparation?
I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Star Wars. I think this means one of us gotta sit in the chair.
Well, Seven's never going to fit in that thing. It's either you or me, Junpei.
I mean, I've been saying from the beginning, but...
Collecting data. I wonder if it's going to run electricity through the subject.
There's a human head on the screen. Maybe it's gonna zap the brain with a little electricity.
Really doesn't sound safe.
Anyway, we've still got to prepare. We can talk about this after we figured out what it means by preparation, alright?
Well, it wants us to prepare, so maybe we ought to ask it what we need to do.
Tell us, what do you need to do? Error. The disposal tank is closed. Please fill the tank with water.
What tank? Oh man. Don't tell me we gotta do something with a water tank.
Well, there's probably something around here to open the tank or whatever it's asking us to do.
It looks like the only controls are in this room.
Alright. Well, that's okay. Let's look at this thing. This is neat.
The needle on the gauge is at 0. It doesn't look like it's gonna move.
Yellow lever?
These levers have gotta turn something on.
Red heather, yellow heather.
Blue heather, dead heather.
Yeah.
Of course they would. All they could do is turn something on or off.
Open the door, please.
What's important is what's important is what they turn on or off. What they turn.
Don't say the
Chosen
floor
Leon's
is
bit.
going to suddenly open up.
Which is not a crouton.
Where would that secret test information be? That's okay. I know the thing you have to do. You have to press the buttons. You have to go 1.
There are a bunch of buttons here with the letters A through F on them. Let's push some of them. Down you go. So if I press it again, back you come. I guess these buttons switch something on or off when you push them.
So yeah, what you're supposed to do is there's aspects to the room where you like go around and look for the rest of things, and it'll
A
tell
number
you.
of rusty torture tools are lined up here.
I don't think there's anything else here we need.
Yeah. So like it'll go around. If I'm remembering right, I believe there's some other things, but I know the
Hey,
combo.
this pipe is connected to that thing over in the corner.
I imagine there are electrical wires running through that pipe to the device.
So
Voltage?
yes.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Did you cast me at 7 because I was a gumshoe in Ace Attorney Investigations?
Maybe.
It looks like this catwalk
I thought it was because we all took a personality test.
Well, that's part
goes
of it.
across about half of the room.
And my personality was dead, which was why I was chosen for Snake.
I think it's made like that so you can get around without standing on the floor.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna.
Are the,
press-
wait, do the numbers in the game correspond with the numbers on that personality test?
Maybe.
Which one is
Do
that?
they really?
Not 100%, but maybe.
What?
There's a strange noise coming from the chair. It looks like it's been turned on. I guess the puzzle here was that the power had to be set in a specific way.
Yes. Now we go back to the chair.
I don't think examining the chair is going to cause that machine to do anything. I should probably take a look at the monitor
You're right.
instead.
I was wrong.
This screen says to fill the tank with water. We need to find the controls for the tank, I guess.
Ah, shit. That's right. And then I think it's this one.
I can see some oil or something down there at the base of the lever. Yeah, feels like it's got some movement to it. I should be able to pull this one.
All right, let's pull the lever.
Ooh.
Is that water?
What the hell? What's going on?
Will you calm down? It's just water going somewhere.
It sounds like it's underneath us. That means the floor. Oh! Junpei, look!
What's she? Oh, damn! I can see through the glass now.
Let's look at the glass. Let's look at the glass. Ooh. See? Oh, that was how we figured it out all along.
It looks like the letters E, D, B, and F on the shark's underside are for the buttons on the control panel.
Yes, very good. Very good, Junpei.
Very good.
Guess the shark was someone's pet, huh? That's a bit of a surprise. You die on the chair, you get dumped into the water, and he cleans up the mess. Convenient.
Fun dialogue.
Wait, is that actually a shark?
Yeah, that's a shark. It's a dead shark.
Then
It's a
he
dead
must
shark.
have been dead for not
Dead
that
shark,
long.
dead shark, dead shark, dead shark.
It's not time for show tunes.
The restraining device is unlocked. Please seat subject and device. The message on the screen was disturbingly detached.
Well, like we thought, it's not going to work unless someone sits in it.
How ironic that this would be the situation in which this slim, beautiful body is useful.
Lotus, are you sure?
You.
I'm definitely not gonna sit in it, and I've been saying you all this time, so you might as well.
You've wanted me to die this whole time.
Junpei's right. If we screw it up...
Seven couldn't bring himself to finish the sentence. His eyes fell to the floor. Junpei followed them. Oh, it's a shark. Beneath them was the dead shark, floating underneath the glass. Perhaps it had been killed by an electric shock. You know, from the voltage.
From Voltage's electrifying content.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. I'll be fine. And you can too, if you subscribe.
Subscribe using Twitch Prime! Give Jeff Bezos more of your money!
Wait, Jeff Bezos. It's Jeff Bezos. But, no one likes an indecisive man, Junpei. I can still give you advice from the chair, too. You know. I just don't want to stay in this room any longer than we have to. Go over to that screen and let's get this over with.
I was hoping you wouldn't give me advice by putting you in the chair, but whatever.
And there's text in the fucking thing, but I'm reading it. After her words made it clear that Lotus would book no argument, she turned and walked toward the chair without hesitation. But she did not sit down. Despite what she had said, she did indeed feel hesitation. Coward. Her legs shook.
Look, do you think you could do me one last favor?
Don't say last.
You're making me nervous.
Just listen. If something happens to me, I want you to tell my daughters that I loved them very much.
Daughters.
No.
What?
Tell them that I will always love them.
Daughters?
You've got kids?
Yes, I do. I suppose they're about your age, Junpei.
Whoa.
They're twins. I had them when I was young, after some things happened. Their names are Nona and...
Wait!
Nona?
Oh,
Junpei's words shot out even before he realized what he was saying. He remembered the story Seven had told him.
Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those are their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were there in the experiment, I mean.
What the hell? What's wrong with you?
Lotus took a step back from Junpei. Seven looked just as shocked as Junpei. He blinked, his eyes rapidly, as if he weren't sure he was completely awake.
No way. It couldn't. Lotus, is your last name Kashiwabara?
Lotus's eyes went wide.
How do you know that?
Are you serious? What the hell is this? There's no way you're that kid's mom!
That kid? What do you mean, that kid? Why are you acting like you've met her?
Seven's brow furrowed.
I have...
What?
Yeah, I met one of your kids.
When?
9 years ago.
Where?
On this ship.
Why were you...
It's not a short story.
I don't care how long it is. Tell me, please. What happened here?
Seven glanced at Junpei, then turned back to Lotus and began to speak. It was the same story Junpei had heard only minutes before. Every detail. People missing, going crazy.
That guys in suits. I was a very strong man, lifted very strong things.
Oh yes, you seemed very strong.
Wait, when was that? 8, 9, 10 years ago? How many years was that ago?
Like 24.
I think it was actually 6 years.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
At last, 7 finished. Lotus shook her head.
At least it wasn't 12 years ago.
Yeah, jeez. Can you imagine?
Lazy isn't here.
Come back.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh my god. Everything I've been looking for the last 9 years. The person who had all the answers was right here.
Looking for?
Yes, that's right. 9 years ago, my daughters disappeared. Then, 9 days later, they came back. They never told me what had happened to them over those 9 days. I took them to the doctor, but I was told they hadn't been hurt in any way. Still, I was sure they had been through something terrible. So I couldn't bring myself to force them to talk about it. If I did, then I'd force them to relive whatever horrors they'd been through. I didn't have any choice. I had to try and ignore it, and move on. A few months passed. Gradually, they started to act like they always had, before they disappeared. They smiled and made jokes and did all the silly things kids do. It got harder and harder for me to ask them about what had happened. How could I ask them to remember that? Eventually, I knew there was no way I could do it. But I'm still a mother. I couldn't simply forget that something terrible had happened to my children.
Sorry.
So I decided I would investigate what had happened on my own. I would find out what had happened during those 9 missing days.
What did you find out?
Nothing. The police pretended to be concerned, but they didn't do anything. Once the 16 children who'd gone missing came back, things were just swept under the rug. Even the media didn't talk about what had happened. I figured somebody was probably paying or threatening them to keep their mouths shut.
Cradle Pharmaceutical. No. Probably something even bigger than that.
Cradle Pharmaceutical.
Have you heard of them before?
No. That's the first time I've ever heard of that name. 7. How did you find out that Cradle Pharmaceutical was connected to the kidnappings in the first place?
I figured finding out whatever happened, whatever the victims had in common would lead me to the culprit. That's what any good cop does.
What did they have in common?
Every single one of the kids who disappeared had gone to this one hospital at some point. The hospital was one of a bunch that were under the control of Cradle Pharmaceutical. After that, it was just about connecting the dots.
Hospital.
The hospital.
For a while, I was trying to get some kind of story out of the kids at the hospital. One of them told a weird story.
What was it?
Have you heard about the Gonsfeld experiment? I guess all these kids had to go through it while they were at the hospital. I think it was passed off as some sort of counseling.
7 cleared his throat and proceeded to explain the Gonsfield experiment.
First, subjects Q and A are put into separate rooms, far away from one another. Then, a series of video images are shown to Subject Q, who is told to send the images to Subject A by thinking about them. Subject A, on the other hand, is put in a large reclining chair and given a blindfold. With their senses cut off, A is asked to guess what images Q was looking at.
Oh, yes. I've heard of that. It's a famous telepathy experiment, isn't it?
Telepathy? Telepathy? Junpei rolled the word over in his mind.
That's how the experiment on this ship was supposed to work.
The experiment to control people, right?
Yeah. I don't know if any of the telepathy stuff really exists, but maybe someone from Cradle Pharmaceutical bought into it.
Lotus grunted. Seven had been thinking hard for the last several minutes, and finally spoke.
Even if that is the case, I still don't get how that has anything to do with any of this. The nonary game? Zero? Why we were kidnapped? What does any of that have to do with the telepathy? I know I brought all this up, but I have no idea. Maybe none of this stuff is connected after all.
Then, in that moment of silence, a cold voice echoed down from the ceiling. No subject has been detected. Unless a subject is detected within 60 seconds, all power will be shut down. System recovery is estimated to take 1 hour.
Oh gosh.
If you wish to proceed with the experiment, please seat subject in the restraining device.
Whoa, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going.
Oh, no, that's not what we...
Just hurry up and get it over with. Junpei. I'm counting on you.
Right.
Lotus sat down on the chair. Junpei looked at her one last time, then made his way to the monitor.
Lotus, please tell me right away if you feel anything weird.
You worry too much. Now get on with it and be a man, or June's going to leave you.
Lotus was putting on the best act she could manage, but her legs were shaking so much that if she hadn't been sitting, she likely would have fallen down. Failure was not acceptable. Junpei took one last deep breath and stared at the monitor. Alright, now it's time to fuck with this puzzle. I don't like this puzzle at all. This puzzle kinda sucks a lot. If I'm remembering this right...
It's a 3D puzzle in a 2D space.
Yes, and if you do that... Okay, and then that makes it so... And then I do... I think this should be it if I press these... Yep. And if I do... No, that's not it. It's almost there, though. Almost there. I think I need to change one of the ones on here from...
God, I hate Rubik's Cube.
I think that should be it. Yep, that's it. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Cool. I've done this one way too many times of just fucking around with it for so long, and it's finally ingrained in the brain. The experiment has concluded. The door will now unlock.
Ingrained
I
in
can
the
hear the door unlocking. And now we've got a new message.
brain.
Released subject from restraining device.
Lotus, are you alright?
Yes, I am. I'm glad nothing bad happened, but I do think my life just got a little shorter.
Well, yeah, a couple seconds went by.
Hold on, I'll get you out right away. Shouldn't take long for Seven and me to get her out of here.
Let's just get out of here now. Being a guinea pig is not for me.
Damn straight. I don't ever want to see this thing again.
Neither do I. That's like how I feel every time I enter this room. But I will be totally honest. Oh, that's
no point to going back. Let's just hurry up and get out of here.
That's the wrong door.
Yeah.
Every time I came to this and played through it, it would always be like the worst, one of the worst ones. Those puzzles always suck. Anyway, you found it!
Yay!
Don't worry, we're... Yeah. Hang on. Outside of the room, a hallway led off to their left. With nowhere else to go, they started down it. It turned left twice before they saw the elevator. In silence, they jogged up to it. Junpei pushed the C button, and the elevator came to us.
Exploded.
The elevator motor ground away, and before long, they found themselves once again on C deck. The door opened, and they stepped off. They'd expected to find 4 other people waiting for them. There were none.
Where'd they go?
I have no idea.
Lotus shrugged. Something in the pit of Junpei's stomach stirred. Oh, fuck. I pressed the wrong button. He tried to forget the feeling and took off down the long hallway before him. Seven and Lotus followed at a run. They ran and ran and ran. The hallway seemed endless. Their destination had already been decided. The door behind the central staircase. There was a sun symbol engraved on the keyhole at the door. And Junpei had the sun key in his pocket. That key would open the door. It had to. That was why they ran for the central staircase. They ran for quite some time when they arrived at the door at the end of the hallway. That ended the hallway, whatever. Junpei stopped. He laid his hand on the doorknob, his breathing heavy. Seven laid a hand on his arm.
Hold on a sec there.
Huh?
We don't have the key for this one yet, right?
Oh, that's not it. There is a Jupiter symbol engraved over the keyhole. Seven was right. They had no Jupiter key.
Then we can't open this door.
Unfortunately, no, we can't.
Jeez. The sun door's gotta be just on the other side of this, you know?
Frustrated, he twisted the doorknob. The door opened.
Hey! It opened!
What?
The others must have found the Jupiter key.
Well, what are we waiting for?
As he spoke, he shoved the door the rest of the way open. They rushed through and stopped cold. The terrible scene before them made their blood run cold.
Oh boy. Oh no.
You
3 people lay dead on the floor, covered in blood. Junpei felt a cold sweat trickle down his spine. He couldn't breathe. His legs shook. His body felt cold, deathly cold. But his blood was boiling hot. He could feel his mind begin to fade. He couldn't think. He couldn't concentrate. His mind was blank.
What the hell? What the hell happened?
Seven's voice was weak and broken. He edged toward the bodies, his movement stiff. He bent down over Clover and pressed his fingers to her wrist.
Nothing. She's dead.
Suddenly, Lotus moved. Before he understood what was happening, her hand was in Junpei's vest pocket.
Hey! What are you doing?
He leapt back. Lotus looked up at him, terrified.
The key! Give me the sun key.
Why?
Why do you think? We have to get out of here before the murderer comes back.
The murderer? The murderer? Once again, Junpei looked at the dead bodies. Santa, Clover, and Ace. That meant the person who had killed them was...
What?
No. No, it couldn't be true.
Yandere.
I told you.
Before Junpei could react,
Yeah,
Lotus
Chris
dove
was
back
right.
into his pocket and came out with the key.
What?
Let's go!
Without waiting for Seven or Junpei, she ran straight for the central staircase.
She's dead first.
They followed.
Yeah, I've seen enough horror movies to know where this goes.
Junpei shut his eyes and swallowed his emotions. Morning would have to wait. Soon they stood in front of the door. Lotus shoved the sun key into the keyhole and twisted it hard. But
Why?
What happened?
Nothing. Nothing happened. I didn't feel it unlock.
Oh no. Is it the wrong key?
I don't know. Maybe.
Lotus sighed, defeated, and leaned against the doorknob. She felt it twist. A small gap appeared between the door and the frame.
What the hell is this?
You mean the door was already unlocked?
Why?
How would I know that? Whatever. Let's just go.
Lotus took a deep breath and slowly opened the door the rest of the way.
Oh, doesn't look like we're getting the good ending today, boys.
They stepped inside.
No.
In front of them was another hallway. It stretched out toward the bow of the ship. They began to run. Faster and faster they ran, trying desperately to reach the end of the hallway. A few seconds later, they were there. In front of them stood a massive metal door. They were all breathing heavily as Junpei spoke.
What the hell is this door? I can't see anything that looks like a doorknob or switch or lever or card reader or anything. How the fuck are we supposed to open this?
We don't have a choice. We're gonna have to go back.
Oh, that's another. Okay, I couldn't read that. No! I'm not going back there. There's a murderer back there.
There was more stark terror in Lotus's voice than authority. She was almost begging.
But I don't see any other doors.
As he spoke, Seven stepped toward the door in front of them, as if to illustrate that it was the only door. It opened.
Oh shit.
Nothing
So I
surprising.
guess-
A simple automatic door.
Oh, fuck that.
Look, guys, I've got a really
Yeah.
bad feeling about all this. The other doors were already unlocked, and this one's automatic. We haven't seen anything like this before.
How could their situation possibly get any worse? 3 people were already dead.
Famous last words.
They'd hit the bottom, Junpei told himself. There was nowhere to go but up.
No.
Why would you
No.
put
He
that?
stepped
flag.
through the door.
And he gets sliced open.
And whatever
Squished.
hope Junpei managed to summon disappeared.
Of course.
No. It wasn't true. It couldn't be true. It was impossible. Utterly impossible. It was a dream. It had to be a dream. A nightmare. Yes, it was a nightmare, and if he could just wake up... He was seeing things. Yes, that was it. This was all a hallucination. A lie. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. Right? June. No, the codenames meant nothing now. Connie. Connie!
Oh.
Connie!
Oh, shit.
Junpei cried out and leapt through the door. He flew to her side, his heart like a stone in his chest.
Connie! Connie! Hang on!
Junpei swept her up and shook her by the shoulder. She moaned, and her eyes fluttered open, but only barely.
Connie!
Jumpy?
Her face was pale, and her lips were dry and cracked. Her eyes were blank and cloudy. They stared straight at Junpei, but saw nothing. Junpei put his hand against the small of her back to hold her up. It felt warm and wet. He lifted his hand up. It was covered in blood.
Oh man. Connie. What the hell happened to you? How did this happen?
It was all he could do to not break into tears.
Jumpy. I'm sorry.
Her voice was thin, a minuscule thread that was the only thing keeping her with him.
I might not make it.
No. No way! No way am I gonna let you die! I'm gonna save you! I promise!
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much for everything.
Oh.
I was really happy to see you again, Jumpy. Really happy.
Don't give me that I was crap! You're gonna see me again lots more times. You've just gotta hang on. Alright, Connie? You...
What could he do? He looked up from Connie, desperate for something, anything. Then he saw it. A small submarine. A submarine? What on earth was a submarine doing there? No, that didn't matter. Nothing mattered, except saving Connie. It was the only thing he wanted. Junpei turned his head back to look down at her.
Hang on, alright? There's a submarine over there. I'm gonna go see if it works.
No. Don't go. Please, don't go. Please, just stay with me, okay? I want to be close to you, Jumpy. When I...
Connie...
Jumpy, did you know? You meant a lot to me when we were kids. I've liked you for a long time, Junpei. A really long time.
Junpei's vision had gone blurry. It took him a moment to realize his eyes were filled with tears. He could feel a piercing point of heat deep in his heart, like a white-hot flame.
Jumpy, do you remember how we hung out a lot when we were kids? We went to the pool and to the fair. Do you remember playing snowball at the school? They're all memories I'll never forget. All of those moments are treasures to me. But I also wanted to go to a lot of other places with you. A lot more. But that won't happen now.
No. I mean, yes. Yes. It will happen! We'll go all sorts of places, Connie! You hear me? I promise! We'll go wherever you want!
Really?
Yeah, really. I swear.
That makes me happy. Really happy.
She said it to herself, over and over, a weak smile creasing her tired face.
Jumpy. I feel sleepy.
No, Connie! Don't fall asleep!
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much.
Her eyes were slowly closing. Junpei screamed even as he felt his throat go hoarse.
Connie! Connie! Connie!
That was beautiful.
Man.
Time passed.
Wow.
Junpei wept, curled around Connie's body. He cried and cried until he had no tears left. When the last tear fell, Junpei was no more. His body remained, but only as an empty shell. Somewhere, he heard a bell ring. It was the clock at the central staircase. It rang 5 times, then faded.
5 o'clock.
Quietly, gently, softly, he set Connie down on the floor. Slowly, Junpei stood. Only then did he realize that Seven and Lotus had not followed him. Where had they gone? Slowly, he looked around the room. There was nothing. No sign that they had ever been there. It felt as though every part of Junpei's body was made of lead. Slowly, he made his way to the door he'd come through. As he approached it, it opened, sliding apart with a sound like grinding stone. Junpei passed through the gate and into the hallway.
Oh, what?
Man.
Oh.
God damn it.
His heart rattled in his chest. An empty, lifeless thing. It had been so utterly broken that there was nothing left to feel. When he saw their bodies, he simply stared. It was a lake, a sea of blood. 2 bodies lay in it. There was no need to check. There was no breath left in them. His eyes lit on Lotus's wrist. Her bracelet. It was gone. He stared. It meant nothing to him. He didn't care anymore. He couldn't care anymore. Junpei's body felt numb. A part of him knew the lump of lead in his chest had once been a heart. He couldn't remember what it had been for. Tears poured from his eyes in great streams. He wasn't sure why. He gave up trying to make them stop. He turned around. The door opened again, and slowly, numbly, he walked through. He kept walking. Why stop? An object set in motion. Simple inertia carried him forward. Eventually, he found himself on in front of the submarine. His arm reached for the hatch.
Oh. Oof. Oh boy.
And then he was floating in water. His eyes stared down into it. He couldn't see the bottom. His back was hot. Dimly, he felt the blade of a knife in it. Who? One dead body lay behind door number 5, the body of the 9th man. Another lay in the shower room, the body of Snake. At the central staircase were 3 more, Ace, Santa, and Clover. Just outside there were the door there were 2 corpses, those of Seven and Lotus. And in this very room lay the body that had once been Connie. And now Junpei would join them. Who, then, had killed them all? Who? Junpei let out one last breath. Faintly, he felt the bubbles creep up the side of his face. His consciousness faded quickly, dissolving away into the cold, gentle lapping of the water. See, this time the credits roll. So, like, you know what? I thought they were gonna roll last time and they didn't, but I was wrong.
Starting to feel like maybe that first ending we got actually wasn't the worst possible ending.
Yeah, that's not.
You know what? At least somebody we knew would get out alive. This is
And we still don't know!
We literally, like, at least last time we were like, oh, it's one of the 9, but now it's
Right.
Now we're like,
Still
oh,
could
yeah, but
be.
nope, there's a 10th
No, it
person.
couldn't. They were all dead.
No,
Not
it could be
necessarily.
Junpei, because he killed himself. He was the one.
He stabbed himself.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is.
Everything's a metaphor when you think about it hard enough.
They're all the same
Well-
person, and Junpei's the main person.
Did they actually check the 3 that were dead on the like stairs?
Only Clover.
I mean, they should
No,
have.
I'm
Only
wondering that
Clover.
too. Like maybe one of them.
They only checked Clover on the stairs.
Yeah, so maybe one of them was alive.
It's just like that one,
Oh, that one of them
story.
was
I won't specify in case you guys see it.
Yeah, so this is widely considered to be the worst ending in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder why. It seems
Is this
so
the one that Seth wanted?
fun and breezy.
Maybe.
It's a shame that he missed it.
This one's called the sub ending because there's a submarine.
Oh.
So yeah, once again, the doors that were picked were wrong. The end.
Wow.
Or is it?
I mean, of
We
course, we
are
all knew.
Not doing very well at this, are we?
Yeah, we all knew door 5 was a bad
Has
idea. And we
Has
did it
anybody
anyway.
else played Danganronpa?
Would you like to keep the
What I've
information?
seen from the abridged.
Oh man, that's so funny. Okay, perfect. So all those people who just said
There it
no,
is,
Voltage,
sub-ending.
we have to do it with them.
Save completed. So, now, this is the perfect time to end tonight, because otherwise it's just me going through the thing, and then we're picking which door we want to go through again, and that's real fun, but at this point, we've gotten the sub-ending, and we've gotten the knife ending. There is one other bad ending to get.
Okay.
Alright.
And at this point,
Maybe the next one.
At this point, I'm still fine with letting people pick which door initially we want to go through, but I can give sort of a guiding hand of which way we want to go, so to speak, you know? Because at this point, like, I don't want to waste your time too much, but I will say that there is I think it's worth going through some doors that if I give you guys some good guidance, we can do it. So, at this point, I'm going to pick the doors, and we'll go through the game to the best of my ability, so that way we can get. I'd like to get all the endings because there's one.
I'm actually
other-
gonna head out. Right
Yeah,
now.
no, we're done for the night. That's that.
Oh,
That's that.
okay.
I'm just saying, from here on out, I'll be picking the doors, and we'll go from there. So, good night, Giggles.
Good night.
Good night, everyone else.
Giggles.
Again, thanks again to everyone who showed up. I'm going to see if there's anyone we can raid tonight, and I think Travis is playing Celeste tonight, so that would be pretty fun to see how he's doing with that. Yep, he's playing Celeste, so we're gonna raid him, and yes. So the raid message is, "What are Earth?" What are
What are
Earth?
Earth?
What are Earth?
Earth.
All right. So let's raid Dragon Drop It. All right. So again, thank you all for joining me on this lovely adventure to the sub ending, which happens anytime you go through door 3, fun fact. So if you're an asshole to them, you get the worst ending.
Yay!
That makes sense.
That's nice to know. Comeuppance.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, don't.
And next week,
Don't pick 5.
next week we'll be going through door 4. See you guys. Thank you so much.
See ya.
Bye.
I love this game so much.
This is crazy.
I love this
Can't get
game
any
so
worse.
much.